right, I think we are live.
Yeah.
The gems and juice. The gems and juice.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Gems and Juice podcast. My brother right here, Figgy Fig. We are mob ties qualified still. I don't know, I'm coming up with the J Prince intro, man. But
we,
welcome back, everybody. We
we,
live
ain't
in
no,
full effect.
we ain't no tender dick niggas over here.
Ain't no tender dick niggas over here, okay? We ain't in the pig
I
pen.
can't believe he said that,
I
man.
really can't either, man. Like, it would be one thing if he said it while he was on a live podcast or doing a live on Instagram, but this is something he sent out and had like time to think about.
Yes.
So it's like, why would you? I've never heard. Look, I've been in Houston my whole life. I ain't never heard a man calling the man a tender dick nigga ever in my life, man.
I never heard that term, period. Unless it's
Ever, dog. I've
yeah,
heard soft.
not
I've
even
heard.
from a woman.
I've heard soft. I've heard anything bitch nigga, anything like that, fuck nigga, of course, things like that. I've never heard a tender dick nigga, man. You said you like what we like to call a tender dick nigga. Like, who is we, man? If I was in mob ties, like in the J Prince family, I'd be like, we.
Yeah, I'll be using that Will Smith gift that Uncle Phil. We.
Yeah, man, I've never heard that before, but yeah, to each their own, man. I know Jay Prince got his own little catalog of sayings and stuff. I still love Pigpen. I still use Pigpen to this day. That's just too funny.
Pigpen mentality.
Pigpen with the slap in the hogs. What up, Pablo? See you in the comments on Facebook. What up, everybody? We are back at it on this lovely Friday evening. Doing the podcast again, man. A lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Got to recap the Super Bowl, got to recap the halftime show, got to recap Chris Brown Rihanna's ex-boyfriend getting into some drama over some other things he's done in the past. A whole lot to break down, man. So first off, Figgy, how you been, dog? I know you winding down from the Super Bowl and football season, but how you been, man?
Man, I've been pretty good, man. I enjoyed the weekend watching some football and all that stuff. I never really have a Super Bowl party or anything. I never really go nowhere, so I just ordered some dream wings and got some crawfish and just chilled at the house, man.
Okay.
But yeah, everything pretty good, man. Everything going good. What's going on with you?
Man, just chilling, dog. Did the same thing. Went to the to go see the family for the Super Bowl. I mean, it wasn't a party, of course. We do things low key now, but we got some food. We got crawfish. We had what else? Barbecue and stuff like that. So we had a good time, man. It was
Where
a
you
good
get
time.
the crawfish from and barbecue from?
I think she got the barbecue from Rudy's. I can't remember where she got the crawfish from.
Okay.
BB's, maybe, I think.
That's exactly where I got mine.
Yeah. I think it was BB's.
Yeah, the special 5 for 35.
That's probably why she got it. Yeah, we had a good time, man.
Okay. Is Rudy's pretty good? I always like every time I drive past it, I'll be like, I'm gonna try that. But
I mean, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's the best barbecue in town, but if you in a rush and just need some barbecue, like it's pretty good. But I don't know. Your mileage might vary, man. Every time I had it, it's been okay. I think their barbecue sauce is a little too sweet. But nah, it's pretty decent for what it is, man. You know, you can usually you can never really beat the homemade stuff or the home grill barbecue, but it's pretty decent.
Yeah, man, the barbecue I like is Pinkertons. It's in the Heights, but it's too expensive, man.
Yeah.
Like, dog, I got like a pound of man, one day I went by myself. So I got a pound of brisket. I got a side of mac and cheese, and I think I got like a drink. Man, that shit came up with the tip. I ended up tipping in person, but the shit came up to almost $50.
Damn.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all I had is I was already eating like a fucking barbarian, and I had brisket and mac and cheese. So that shit pretty much came up
Damn.
to almost $50. I'm like, man.
Yeah, Rudy's is more affordable. You get a lot for in Rudy's too. So I'm looking at the flavor in your ear video behind you, man, on that TV.
Oh yeah.
What was Diddy's problem, man? Why do you have to that little dance he did up in here?
Yeah.
Is this the no, this is the regular verse? This is LL Cool J and his incoherent ass verse.
Yeah.
Bad Boy was on some other shit back in the day, man.
Yeah.
But what is that MTV? What channel is that?
So I'm on this app called Pluto. I don't know if you
okay.
Pluto, and they have they got all type of music channels. So I think this is a channel that played the golden age of hip hop.
Oh, okay, that's
probably
dope.
in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a free app. If you want to download it, check it out. This is no endorsement, but
needs to be.
I like this app a lot, man. It's some fire shit on this app. So you know, it's pretty much like a TV. So they got like channels, classic TV, sitcoms and stuff like that. So I was watching Malcolm and Eddie. Like I got stuck. I was actually watching. I'm like, damn, I forgot how funny that show was. And it was cool, man. I miss those type of shows, man.
Like, yeah, the sitcoms, like especially black sitcoms, have just like disappeared completely, man. It's like you got some show like Abbott Elementary is a good show, but it's not the same. Like it's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at that as like it's not a sitcom with the laugh track and all
that.
Yeah, but that show, and I was watching that show. I'm like, damn, how simple it was. Like it was a guy that owned the bar, and they were in Kansas City. Like who the hell even think about going to Kansas City? But they were stationed in Kansas City, and they was just trying to, you know, live life. And I'm like, damn, like you don't really find that no more now, man. And I don't know if it's because I guess black folks feel like we need a better like a representation. I can't talk. I just
representation.
We need that in shows. So now you see shows where, you know, you a black person wealthy as hell, and you know, everything is all good. Life is good. But I kind of miss those old sitcoms where they kind of struggling a little bit, like the Wayans brothers living together and all that shit. I kind of miss that.
Yeah. I think it seems like those shows are made for more like middle class people now. Like they're aimed at people who like have college degrees, but like, look, there's a lot of people in the country, man, and I think everybody wants something they can relate to, and like the Cosby Show, like everybody, I think the Cosby Show would actually fit in more in today's age than it did back then, and it was super popular back in the day.
Yeah, I think back then when they made that show, I think they were trying to break the barrier of Good Times and, you know, little stuff like that.
Yeah,
to show that, hey, this is a black family. You know, my dad can be a doctor and my mom can be a lawyer. I think they're trying to break that stereotype, which is nothing wrong with that. I think it was a good show, but it seemed like all shows are pretty much like that now. Where, you know, even with the movies, like, and I have no problem with the movies, but I was recently watching that series, The Best Man. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was just looking like it's black excellence. It's cool, but it seemed like everybody there got money and they doing good.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, everybody rich. Everybody got their own house. Everybody just picked up and went on a trip. I was just like, damn. I wish I like to me in real life, it's like 1 out of the 8 people, black, 1 out of every 8 black folks is rich or wealthy, or at least good. I ain't gonna say rich, but at least good. But it's like this whole movie, one person is a writer, one play football, one own hotels. I'm like, damn, this shit don't even seem real. It could be real, but it don't seem real.
Yeah, it's like fantasy, like people want to live their life, where everybody just has their passionate job that they're great at and make a lot of money from. And of
Yeah,
course, we know in the real world it's not like that, but it's escapism, I guess.
yeah.
Brad, what up, Spoon? See you in the comments on Facebook as well, man. He says he misses Texas barbecue, had to buy a smoker to make it tasty. Yeah, man. Where are you at right now?
Wait,
You ain't in
hold on.
Texas no
That's
more?
a lot, man, because you from Kansas City. It be
Yep.
some barbecue wars whenever you bring up barbecue at Kansas City barbecue. So
Hey,
that's
man,
a lot, man.
it hit different in Texas, man. I think everybody knows that now. And
Yeah.
Pablo says those shows had meaning and had a story. Spoon says Martin living single. Yeah, shows like that, man. It's like, I don't know. I like, you don't want, because I think Good Times was like the opposite extreme, where it was nothing but struggle. And every episode where it looked like they're about to get out the struggle, they ended right back where they were in the beginning.
Yes.
Oh, James got a new job, but he got to move out of state. And then his wife is complaining. Oh, I don't want you to move. I don't like, girl, we're trying to move out the projects.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. So she was whining, complaining, crying because he was going to be away from the family. Like, damn. So he wouldn't take the job and he would keep his shitty job and they stay in the projects. So, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Just TV, it's different now, man. Like, you just got to accept the era we came from is just not coming back.
Yeah,
and accept everything for what it is now.
Do they even make sitcoms with laugh tracks, with the fake laugh tracks, or the? I seen one, and this I don't even know. I guess it could count, but it's a Netflix show called The Upshaws with Mike Epps. I want to say Mike Epps. I forgot who else in it, but it got a laugh track in it. But it's still, I don't know. Maybe it's the quality or something, but it just looked way too produced.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the old me. Maybe I'm being an old man at this point. But like, even watching that show, they got the laugh tracks and all that stuff. It kind of got a sitcom feel to it, but it's just so damn clean, man. And for me personally, I kind of tune out once they show the kids on the phone and they try to do what everybody doing today. And like, what's that TikTok stuff? I was just like, man,
oh God. Yeah, laugh tracks have really gone out of style, man. I think the main thing was that, it actually used to be filmed in front of a live studio audience.
It was real laughs.
Yeah. And then after a while they weren't, but they still had the laugh track in it. And it was just weird at that point. So, yeah. Pablo says shows are shit. I mean, there's some good shows out there. It's just different, man. Like, I'm trying to stay off my old man on the porch takes. Now, I'm trying to be more positive. Just things are different now, man. Like, music is different, movies are different, and shows are different, man. There's still some good stuff out there, but it's just not like how we grew up. But that's good. There's good and bad to that, because not everything back then was good either, man. There's a whole lot of shitty shows back on in the 90s, man. A whole lot of crap we had to wade through waiting for New York Undercover or something like that to come on, man. So there was not all flowers and candy and all that, man.
Yeah, I feel like I watch certain type of shows now, man. I feel like I barely watch comedy shows now.
Yeah,
I'm always into the Law and Orders. I'm into like dark kind of drama type. I like all that type of shit where it's a murder in the neighborhood and they trying to figure out what's going on. or watching some type of dirty detective or something. I don't know. I just be into that type of shit now, man. Like, I don't know.
No, I feel you, man. I mean, that's what a lot of content is now, man. There's a lot of like, it's always like the number one regular TV drama is always like crime based. I've realized either you fighting crime or you in crime, but it's always gonna be crime based, man. So that's one thing. I think the Law and Order generation just like took over TV with that bullshit. But it's still good though, man.
Yeah.
Pablo says he's gonna stay on his porch. And Spoon says Texas barbecue is much better. Wichita is blah. So now we know that is the barbecue wars have been settled thanks to Brad Spoon right on Facebook. Thank you, man. He also says, my wife watches all the murder serial killer shit. If I ever come up dead, she did it. Yeah, I've no dog. Low key went like not even just like serial killer things, like true crime podcasts are like the most listened to podcasts by women, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't know what these are basically like podcasts about real crimes, like
Yeah.
gruesome shit, man.
Yeah.
And it's usually like women narrating it and talking about what happened. And these are like the biggest podcasts anywhere, man. And they have a huge female listenership. I
Yeah.
don't know why women want to ride around doing their morning jog, hearing about somebody who got raped and stabbed to death in a back alleyway or something. But for some reason, those are super popular, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of shows. Like if you watch, I want to say it's not Crime TV. I guess it's Crime TV. I forgot, but it's a lot of shows like I Killed My Husband.
Yeah.
And you know, you'll think maybe it's like a couple stories like that. No, they got a whole damn season about women that killed their husband over something. And I'm like, man, I don't know what to think if you sitting here enjoying all this shit.
Right.
Like, I don't know if that's a red flag or what, but that's, you know, like I like my dark crime and all that shit too. But to me, like the real crime shows, I can watch it a little bit, but after a while, I'm like, nah, man, because to me, those are a little scarier than horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like they actually did this shit. So that's the worst part about it, man.
Yeah, I'm not
the ID channel. It's the ID channel. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. I'm not a true crime documentary guy, man. Like I like documentaries, but I don't care about like the history of Charles Manson or anything like that. I didn't watch that other guy who had a Netflix show. I forget his name. Who was he? The famous serial killer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, I didn't care to watch that, man. I'm like,
I'm about to say, you watched that? You actually watched that?
I didn't care to watch it, man. I was like, I don't give a shit.
But I watched the first 2 episodes, and after that, I'm like, nah, because first of all, it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And then second of all, it's like I know how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, every time they show the one part, I'm just like, he about to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, man. It's I don't know. We got to do a study on like the rise of this kind of TV and if it's making people like act shittier in public, man. Because I feel like, and I want to blame COVID for a lot of this stuff, but I feel like people have just been acting an ass more than ever right now, man. Just in general.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's like the media we consume and the music we listen to and all these things playing a factor, man. But I don't know. That's maybe too deep for a podcast right now, man. We're supposed to be fun and games on this podcast. I know. We fucking around.
I know.
We're getting a little too deep into the rabbit hole here, man. But let's get back on topic. A lot to break down. And we're going to start off. No new releases that I listened to. Anything you heard, Figgy?
Nah. Don Toliver dropped a couple songs today. It was pretty alright.
Okay.
If you want to check him out, he has one of his songs he released with Kali Uchis, singer, pretty dope singer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like her.
And they actually sampled that Maya Beanie Man song. I don't know if you remember that song.
Maya and Beanie Man.
Yeah, it got a distinct beat. It's a distinct ass beat.
I probably heard it.
I'm sure you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know that beat. It was such a 2000s type of song, but he sampled that. He kind of remade that song. The song sound hard. I actually liked it, but
yeah, we can't play it because of copyright problems.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Outside of that, man, I ain't gonna lie. I still been listening to Trippie Redd, man.
Yeah, good album, man.
All I've been listening to.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pablo agrees, I think, with my assessment of society. Yeah, man. It's all going downhill, man. I don't know what it is. But it's been a drought, man. Hopefully people were anticipating maybe some new Rihanna stuff after Super Bowl, but that's not gonna happen probably anytime soon. Even though she did say she wants to drop something this year, I will believe it when I hear it. Yeah. I will believe it when I scroll on Spotify and see new music from Rihanna there. Until then, it's all cap.
Yeah, and I don't even trust the new music, man, because she drops a new music. Was it last year?
Yeah,
last
Wakanda
year.
Forever soundtrack.
Yeah, and I don't count that, man. I feel like she nailed that in, and I think a lot of people kind of realize that a little bit, but they don't want to say it.
Yeah, she didn't even play it during the or perform it during the Super Bowl. I guess it wouldn't have fit the vibe, but still.
Thank goodness.
She could have played it during like a tribute to Damar Hamlin, who was still there and okay. But yeah, let's talk about the Super Bowl, man. Now we're already into it. Let's talk about it. My first comments about the Super Bowl, real quick, like we've got to shorten down the opening, man. It's out of fucking control, dog.
Man.
I felt like I was watching a movie's worth of opening ceremony before the damn game started, dog. And it's like, when did it get this long? I was asking my parents. I was like, has the Super Bowl always been this long? When did it change? And they were like, it happened in 9/11. After 9/11, the tributes to the troops and all that stuff, it started getting longer and longer. Now it's fucking super long, man.
Yeah.
Like, if I was a player, I'd be pissed off because they up there stretching and warming up. Then they got to wait like 45 minutes and then play the game. So I did notice there was also some controversy about the Black National Anthem or whatever that was that the mama from Moesha sang up there.
Oh yeah.
Did you get anything about that? What was that about?
I ain't see the controversy on that. I ain't see that. I thought she did. I mean, I thought she sounded good. What was they complaining about?
Either the song choice or something. I can't even remember, but I saw some people complaining about it. I saw there was a discussion, a topic of discussion on social media about the Black National Anthem, man. Tony Scott, what's up, man? That's what she said. So yeah, man, the damn opening ceremony got to be shortened. It's way too ridiculous now, man. We don't need 15 fucking songs, dog. This ain't the Grammys, man. What the fuck? We need the white country people's music. We need the black people's music. We need the regular national anthem. Just give us a national anthem and let's be out, dog. I don't need 15 songs, man.
They had so Cheryl Lee Ralph is the one who sung. Yeah, so she sung something, Babyface sung something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was. Like
America the Beautiful or something?
Yeah, that's what So you had Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is everybody call that the Black National Anthem, which I found out around COVID when they decided to start doing that.
Yes.
And so they had the Black National Anthem, they had America the Beautiful, and the National Anthem. So I was just like, man, that's a lot of singing.
It is. And not even just that. You had the tribute to the troops. Then you had like the Pat Tillman people that got honored. Then they did a thing for Damar Hamlin. Then they did like 5 other tributes, man. It was ridiculous, dog. I'm like, start the fucking game already, man. It's gotten too much, man. It's like previews at the beginning of a movie. At one point, they just started getting super long and the trailers seem to go on forever. Yep. I feel like that's what's happened here, man. We need to cut this shit short, dog. It's gotten too much. We don't need all this stuff, man.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And what's crazy is Fox, they did a long ass pre-show. I don't know if you know that. I think it started around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was on all day. I'm like, man, there's no way I'm watching that shit, man. I would watch the Puppy Bowl before I watch all that shit.
Yeah. And I think it's something up for the background when people cooking or whatever they're doing. But yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
So I was like, you know what? Let me turn it on around, I think around 5. Mm-hmm. I think the game started 5:30 around that time. But I cut it on around 5, and that shit, man, they was on a deep documentary presentation. I'm like, damn. I think they were in the hospital giving sick kids something. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, the game started in 30 minutes.
It's gotten way too overproduced, man. Like let's cut this back a little bit. National anthem and start the game, man. We don't need all this pageantry. Like, fuck, man. It's gotten too much. Yeah. But anyway, so the game is
what you think of the national anthem, Chris Stapleton?
I thought it was fine. I mean, I don't know, man. Like It was fine. I don't hate him. I'm not a super fan of Chris Stapleton, but I don't think he's untalented. So I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
thought he's taking his ass off.
I mean, look, he's a good singer,
yeah.
but that's like the safe bet to make everybody happy too, because black and white people love Chris Stapleton. I've noticed.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
like the safest bet for for that rendition, man. But I mean, it was cool. So on to the game itself, man. We'll recap it real quick because we're not gonna break down the X's and O's and shit. It's been a week already. But Figgy, what were your thoughts on the game? I know we were pulling for our boy Jalen Hurts. Didn't get it done, unfortunately. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs won their second Super Bowl. Figgy, what did you think about the actual game itself, man?
I thought the game was actually pretty good, man. Of course, for the first half, I thought the Eagles were going to win it, but I'm glad it was a pretty good game, man. It was close. It was a lot of scoring, and I thought it was pretty good, man. I think we could talk about the halftime show later after this, but as far as the game at the end, I know everybody's talking about the holding call and all that stuff. To me, that didn't really ruin it for me. I still enjoyed the Super Bowl. I do think it was a hold, so I'm not arguing that. But I do feel like I guess the selfish me feel like they should have probably let that go, because if they let that go, Kansas City would have kicked the field goal.
Yeah,
and I think that would have gave the Eagles another chance to for a final drive, and I don't even know if they would have got that. So selfish me, I wish that would have happened so we could see one last drive to get it instead of milking the clock all the way down and giving Philly like 8 seconds or some shit. But I thought it was good, man. Pat Mahomes is a beast. I feel guilty for even going against him, but I think that dude gonna be here to stay, man. I think we're gonna be talking about the Chiefs for a very long time. And salute to the Chiefs. I know Brad Spoon in here. He's a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, Tab too. He's somewhere celebrating still.
He abandoned the Texans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I thought it was a good game, man. And Kansas City did their thing. It was pretty good.
Okay. Tony Scott in the comments on Facebook seems to disagree with you. He says you thought it was a hold. Come on, son. I mean, the guy himself admitted he held him.
Yeah, I mean, do I think it was petty? I think it was petty. I think he could have not called that because it was a lot of shit they wasn't calling.
Yeah.
So I just hate that they picked that time of the game to call it. But I'm not mad at it. I don't think that screwed over the Eagles. The Eagles, they defense couldn't stop a nosebleed in the second half. So I don't think that caused them the game. I just think, I'm not mad at it. I feel like me being selfish, I feel like they should have just let that go so I could see Jalen Hurts one last time and then see what he could do.
Yeah, I mean, I always look at it this way, man. You can't be too reactionary because no game ever comes down just to one play. There's a lot of meat they left on the plate, play wise. If Jalen Hurts don't just drop the ball that gets run back for a touchdown, things might be different, man. There's a lot of things they could do different that would have not put them in that position in the first place, but it is what it is, man. It was like a shitty ending to a great game. I'll say that much because it was super boring and it took forever to run that clock down and it was annoying to watch. But other than that, like, I like the fact that it was a good game, man. It was competitive, fun to watch, and that's all I can ask for, really, man.
Yeah.
So I think Jalen Hurts, like the Eagles, will be good, man. Now I think they'll be back there.
And I think they got like a top 10 pick too, man.
Yep.
It's crazy. They got it. I forgot who they got it from. Oh, I think they got it from the Saints, which is wild, man. So this team that just went to the Super Bowl probably gonna have a top. I think they got a top 10 pick.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
Looking like the Celtics when they got what's the name? The dude who overdosed on cocaine. What was that dude's name? I forget. But yeah, man, it's Brad says it was a hold. Now, how in the hell did Mahomes have less than 200 yards passing and still won? I know running, but damn. Yeah, that surprised me when I saw the
Yeah.
stats, man. I thought he was throwing it all over the place.
Yeah,
But
I think what he did though, man, and he mentioned this, I want to say before the game. He mentioned his last 2 Super Bowls, he didn't really play that good, and he tried to be Superman and try to win the game. And he did say in this one, he gonna try to, get I'm gonna try to take what the defense give me. So I think that's exactly what he did, man. I think he just, some check downs, he ran, a lot of um, little tiny plays that wasn't like no Tyreek Hill type of plays, but that's all he needed, man. That's all he needed.
yeah, he got the job done, man. He did what he had to do. So respect to him and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. The
I'm
one thing
getting.
what you about to say?
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I just want to bring this up too, man. While Brad is in here, the lone Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talking about people was saying y'all wasn't gonna make the playoffs is ridiculous, man. Travis Kelce said they thought we wasn't gonna make the playoffs, and Pat Mahomes said they said that, I guess the AFC South said we were rebuilding or something. Come on, man. Like, stop with the fake chip on y'all shoulder, man. Yeah,
I mean,
people had y'all going to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season, man. So maybe they had the Bills going before y'all, and probably Cincinnati. I don't know, but it was not. We knew, everybody and their mama knew this was not a rebuild, and people knew y'all was going to the playoffs, man.
I mean, to be fair, every team does this because it's easier to play when you attach like an underdog narrative to yourself, because you have the motivation of proving people, like it's for us too, whenever we're like flying high and everybody's talking about how great we are, we get a little lazy in our job sometimes, man. We're like, okay, everybody think I'm great anyway. But if people count you, think about all the times you grinded harder than you ever did before. It's when you felt like people are counting you out, when somebody talks shit about you, if somebody said you can't do this or that, that's when you grind hard. I think that's the same with athletes too, because the Warriors do this. Like the Warriors act like they're counted out every time they make the championship.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's like y'all are the most successful NBA team in decades, man. But they act like everybody counts them out too. So that's just what teams do, and I get it. You want to have that incentive, but yeah, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Brad says there were a lot saying they wouldn't win the AFC West, and the AFC West spent $1 billion to catch up with the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, there were people who said they wouldn't. The other teams leveled up, but I don't think anybody ever counted out the Chiefs. Period. But maybe I didn't hear enough of the talk. Maybe it was there, but I don't know. But anyway, it didn't happen. Tony Scott said the only people that were saying that were haters. Yeah. I mean, everybody.
Yeah, I think, and two, I think the Chiefs became such a great team where a lot of media people might start nitpicking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Chiefs go on the 2-game losing streak, then they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if this team can compete in the playoffs," or Pat Mahomes, he can't do it by himself. Or they start doing all that type of stuff. I don't count. Look at the Vegas odds, man.
Yeah.
Vegas got them like 1, 2, or 3, probably no later than 3. So, like, I don't know. I mean, I get it. You got to have some type of chip on your shoulder, but man, come on, man.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
they talk like we were saying they were bums, basically.
Yes.
And nobody did that. Now, I will admit I did see people pick Denver to be like a favorite to the Super Bowl after they got Russell Wilson.
100%.
And then we saw what happened. So fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think anybody actually came out and counted out the Chiefs entirely, man. At the end of the day, you got Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league right now. So,
yeah, and like Brad said, the AFC was the West. They spent over about $1 billion trying to catch up to the Chiefs. So to me, that proves that the Chiefs wasn't in a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where they got that from, but Yeah, I guess you got to have that chip on your shoulder, but
Yeah. And
it's
then
not-
sometimes you have like, I'm sure some teams like the Chiefs, they'll say like one thing that one reporter said, and
yes,
like that's the bulletin board material.
yes,
Everybody can talk about how great they are. If one guy from who the fuck knows, some guest on First Take or some shit, says with a hot take that the Chiefs are rebuilding and won't make the playoffs, that's going to be their billboard material, the bulletin board material. You know, that one thing people said.
yeah,
So, or one person said.
yeah. I think the next time the Chiefs, if they win it again, they can't be like, oh, they counted. They gotta be like, yeah, we knew we was gonna get here. Come on now, we the Chiefs. I would respect if they that cocky.
Yeah.
Like, man, come on, this is easy work. Easy. We knew we was gonna be here. I had it marked on my calendar. I don't want to hear all that. They counted us out.
Yeah, no, they always want to. Every team says that, man. That's one thing I've noticed. Every team says that. LeBron act like that too when he makes some huge accomplishment. You know, you better give me my damn respect.
Yeah.
Like at worst, people have LeBron number 2 all time. Is
Yes.
that not respectful? At
Yeah.
worst, you're number 2 all time in your sport.
The part that got me with LeBron was when he won that COVID championship
Yes.
and tried to talk about, oh yeah, this is way harder than all my other.
Yes.
Like, get out of here, Duke. Like, no,
This is when I became the best player of all time. Oh, really? Okay, man.
like, come on, man. Like, you mean to tell me that was the hardest championship you had to get?
Yeah.
Hey, get your ass out of here, man. You ain't playing no crowd. Like, and look, LeBron is a family man, so he probably
Yes.
was
It's not like
good.
he went out during
Yes, yeah. So it wasn't like he was isolated from all of his family.
Yes.
Like, get out of here, man.
He like LeBron is smart, man. He knows he's got to direct the narrative a little bit because that's all the NBA is right now is narratives. So he knows he's got to direct it a little bit. I know Michael Jordan didn't have to because he never wanted to say he was the best ever. You know,
Yeah.
every time somebody asked him, he's like, "That's not fair," because I never played against Magic in his prime or Larry Bird in his prime or Kareem or Wilt or anything like that. So he was respectful of the fact that you can't say somebody's the greatest of all time. But
Yeah.
LeBron just wants, like, he's like, fuck it, I'm the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
And he wants that narrative to be out there. So
yeah. To the point, I don't even think he care about the championships. I think he just I think he zeroed in on getting that scoring title, or not scoring title, but all-time score list. Trying to get number one. I think he just like, you know what? I might not catch the 6 rings, and
yeah,
if he did, I don't think that changed anything. I think people still, dug in the ground. If he gets 7 rings, people gonna say, so what? He changed teams, he did this, he created a super team to get his rings and all that stuff. So I might as well chase be number one on the scoring list at this point.
yeah. And now notice what you've been hearing about him now is how hurt he is and banged up he is. How he's got this mystery toe injury that's like been hurting him for a whole year. And how when we got injured last year, I think he said something like he might never be the same player again.
Oh, I remember
that. It's like, okay, man. So all right, but that's just LeBron, man. Love him or hate him, but yeah. Tony Scott says, isn't this the Patrick Mahomes era? I mean, you would have to say so now.
Yeah.
People want to argue whether they're a dynasty or not. Like, it's hard to win back-to-back in the NFL, man. It's really fucking hard.
AFC championship games.
Yes. I would definitely say this is Patrick Mahomes' era, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Brad Spohn says, LeBron cramping versus the Spurs made me lose respect. Yeah, there's a lot of cringy moments in LeBron's career.
A lot of LeBron moments, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cringy, I'll put it like that, some cringy moments in LeBron's career. But, I mean, look, he's still one of the greatest of all time. So, it is what it is. Anyway, now it's time to get into the halftime show, man. The event everybody's been waiting for. Long awaited. Rihanna finally did her halftime show. Obviously, she showed up there pregnant. The first thing people noticed, she had a big baby bump, and it was a halftime show. She came out, and they were on like some levitating platforms, a lot of background dancers. A lot of Fenty advertisement. I think all the clothes everybody wore, the backup dancers and Rihanna, are clothes that are sold on the Fenty website. So you can, if you want your girl to look like pregnant Rihanna, you can buy that fit. You can look like the background dancer. So, Figgy, what were your thoughts on this halftime show? Do you think it lived up to expectations or did it disappoint?
So when the halftime show first started and I seen her, and the first thing I thought of is she pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
But out of respect, I'm like, I don't want to say that because
Mm-hmm.
we've been saying she was pregnant for like 10 straight
Yeah.
years, man, and until she really got pregnant. So I'm like, I'm like, maybe she just gained a little, maybe it's a little baby weight or something. I don't know. And the more she started moving, it seemed like she started, dancing around the stomach, like showing off the stomach more. I'm like, I think it's safe to say she might be pregnant because she ain't really moving like that. But as far as the actual show, I forgot Rihanna got a lot of bangers, man. I know that's not breaking news, but I was listening to these. I'm like, damn, I forgot about this song. Oh yeah, she do got this. I think the shocker for me was her performing the Kanye songs. Like I didn't think she was gonna do
Mm-hmm.
that, but she performed the Kanye songs, and in my imaginary mind, I'm like, dang, when did Kanye West come out here and start rapping? That would be amazing, but I like even Rihanna couldn't get that shit cleared. I think Fox would be like, nope. But as far as the show though, man, I never really seen I never really seen Rihanna perform like that. So I'm not sure if she always performed that way or is she just performing this way because she was pregnant. But to me, it was a little dry. I felt like it was a little dry. I thought she sounded good. She looked good. The set looked good. But for a halftime show, we talked about this a lot, man. For some reason, when it comes to a halftime show, we expect people to jump from the roof. We expect people to fly up in the air, to jump around and cartwheels, backflip. We expect all that shit for a halftime show. And it wasn't near that. And like I said, it could be because she was pregnant, but to me, I thought it was a little dry. I would understand if people felt like the performance was a little boring. But to me, my personal opinion is I thought it was just good seeing Rihanna out there. And I thought she sounded good. I wouldn't say this is the best or nowhere near the best. Honestly, it might be as far as my favorite performers, it might be towards the bottom. But I think it was just good seeing Rihanna, man. She ain't performing what 7 years or she ain't performing a long time, man. So it was good for her to be on that stage. I was a little disappointed that she was pregnant, and it seemed like that probably held some things back because this performance was very anticipated. And just imagine your favorite artist that haven't performed in almost 10 years. You waiting on them to get on the big stage, and when they finally do, they're kind of limited. It's just like, oh man, like that kind of sucked. But I thought it was okay for her. I was kind of a little disappointed that Jay-Z ain't hop out. I thought Jay-Z's gonna hop out on Umbrella or something or Run This Town. I thought that would have been dope. But I thought it was fine, man. It wasn't the best. It was a little stiff, but it was good looking at Rihanna.
Yeah, I agree. And about the Jay-Z thing, I wouldn't have been too surprised if he did pop up, but I was also not surprised that he didn't. The thing
Yeah.
about Jay-Z is like he's not like Puff Daddy. He's never been like the all up in the videos type of dude, man.
Yeah, he's
Like
not trying to take the spotlight. He never been
exactly.
a spotlight taker.
Exactly. He's not somebody like he'll do features with people, he'll support people, but a lot of times it's from the background.
Yeah.
He won't put himself front and center. And I think he knows what people would say and what it would look like if okay, this is the Rock Nation halftime show. It's a Rock Nation artist, and we got Jay-Z up there stealing Rihanna's shine. That's what some people would say.
Yeah.
So I was not surprised that he didn't show up, because that's just how he's self-aware enough to know that she can do it on her own, and she didn't need him to come, and he didn't need the public. Like, he's not the 03 Jay-Z no more.
Yeah.
He's very much in the cut now.
Yeah.
He might do a couple songs, a song a year, maybe an album every 5 years or so, but he's not in artist mode anymore.
Yeah.
So I understood that. Now, for the show itself, man, I gotta agree with pretty much what you said. It was, considering the fact that back in 2016, she admitted that she was asked to do it and refused because of Colin Kaepernick. And ever since then, people have been wondering if she's ever going to do it. That build up to now and the show itself, yeah, it was disappointing, man. I mean, she didn't dance. I mean, she probably can't. Like, I've seen a few of her performances. She's never been a great performer, period.
Yeah.
But think about Rihanna.
Sure about that. Yeah, I wasn't sure she was a good performer. I don't remember her performing that much. So I wasn't sure if that was her or she was just restricted because she was pregnant.
She's never been a great performer, period. But she has great music. So it kind of covers up for it.
Yeah.
See, Rihanna gets the benefit for a couple of reasons. Number one, the music is fire. Number two, it's like her image
she's raunchy.
Makes it okay for her to be lazy.
Yeah, she edgy. She have that I don't give a F type of attitude. So she could go up there and not give a F.
And her fans will love it.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, go, queen. Don't do anything up there. Like, I saw her fans go crazy over how little she was doing.
Yeah.
She was like, wow, she finessed the NFL. What a queen.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, no other artist could get away with this type of thing, man. Only Rihanna and her fan base would put up with a performance like this and say it was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, man. And look, yeah, she was pregnant, but this is like, honestly, aside from the pregnancy, it's going to be like one of the more forgettable halftime shows of recent memory.
I agree.
I think eventually we'll forget she even did it. So it was what it was. I'm glad she did it. The music was fire. She looked good up there, like you said, but it was just very average. I'll put it like that. Nothing memorable about it, really, besides the pregnancy. And to your point, I think people were scared to even say she was pregnant.
I was.
Me and my mom and my sister were all arguing about it. Is she pregnant? Is she not pregnant? Yeah. If she wanted this to be her grand pregnancy announcement, she should have had like the belly all the way out. But it seemed like she tried to hide it, which made it confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand that. If she wanted to make a big pregnancy reveal about that, she should have like lifted her shirt up at the end and like rubbed her belly or something to say like, "Hey, I am pregnant."
Yeah.
But she didn't do that. So the whole time, nobody wanted to like. I was looking on social media for like the official accounts. Nobody wanted to say the obvious of that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Because what if she wasn't and she was just fat?
Yeah. And that like I said, that been happening for 10 years, man. It was a couple times where you could tell she was eating good, and people were like, "Is she pregnant? She wearing all these big clothes? Is she pregnant?" I thought it was one of those moments because, mind you, she just had the baby like 8 months ago. I want to say 8, 9 months ago, 10 months ago. And so I'm thinking, like, I know ASAP ain't get that back to back like that. So that was my thought. And then, but after the more she kept performing, I'm like, she got to be, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird way to reveal it, I guess. Yeah. Because everybody was just wondering. Some people were too scared to say it. People were wondering out loud. But she did announce after the show that she is pregnant with her second kid. So congratulations to Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Especially A$AP Rocky, man. Give it the finesse king, dog. Honestly, who in music history?
I feel like he won the night.
He won everything, man. He's won in music. He's won in relationships. Like, who else has done so little and gotten so much out of life, man? Who else in history? Okay, yeah. This man made one good mixtape and nothing good since. And somehow he got the baddest girl in the game pregnant twice, and he got his own fashion stuff popping and all that stuff. So, yeah, if you see him on the Vogue cover in the background being led by Rihanna, what do you think about that? By the way, there's been a lot of talk about that on Black Twitter Spaces. The Vogue cover where Rihanna is walking on the beach with A$AP Rocky and her kid. And A$AP is holding the kid and he's behind Rihanna, where Rihanna's like holding his hand and leading him somewhere.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm good with that, man, because if it was the other way around, let's say let's look at the picture. Let's say it was the other way around where he like pulling her and she got the baby. It wouldn't have looked right, man. Let's be honest, because a lot of people probably don't even know. Probably can't even name an A$AP Rocky song. Probably don't even know who he is. So I think he playing his role right, man. I think he got to be super confident to be able to, be Rihanna's man and not A$AP Rocky. So, yeah, man. Look, man, it is what it is. He got to deal with it, man. The only thing that matters is she coming home to him. And he the one that shot the club up twice, and he about to have 2 kids by this billionaire baddest chick in the game. So look, I'm fine. I know people was clowning them and all that stuff, but look, man, ain't nobody. Look, Drake messed it up. It's a bunch of people that dropped the ball on Rihanna, so he didn't, man. And shit, you see, Chris Brown. I think Chris Brown. I think he made a little Instagram post about her or something like that. Good job or something.
He's like, you go, girl, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, man, like, look, a lot of people had the chance to get with her, man. But A$AP Rocky held it down, man. He stuck his flag over there. So look, man, I might have to play his mixtape tonight, man.
Hey, maybe, man. Hey, look, I celebrate it, man. I applaud it. Look, everybody want to say like black masculinity and all this stuff. Look, man, if Rihanna hooked up with me, I would definitely be up there like a fan. You saw him at the halftime show with his phone. He looked like a fan up there, man. Did not look like a man looking at his wife. He looked like a fan. But that would be me too, man. Okay. If Rihanna if I lock Rihanna down, I would be pushing the grocery cart. I would be pushing the stroller.
What do you want to do today? I'll be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. What do you want to eat, girl? I'll cook for you. Don't worry about it. I'll rub your feet. I'll be that dude for Rihanna, man. So I ain't mad at it, dog. But it is what it is, man. Brad says it was no Shakira tongue wag. Yeah, that Shakira show was legendary, man. The Shakira and J-Lo show, that shit was legendary, man. This one was just it happened. It was like a Fenty commercial with added Rihanna songs in the background.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it, man. Like this would probably be towards the bottom, man. I know it's a lot of. I know after the Justin Timberlake and not Jennifer, but
Janet Jackson,
Janet Jackson stuff. It been a bad stretch of halftime shows, so I wouldn't even. I ain't gonna say it's worse than that, but as far as the halftime shows I like and enjoy, it's definitely at the bottom.
Yeah, no, I know, dog. People have been defending this halftime show too, and look, I will know somebody is trying too hard if somebody asks them to list their favorite halftime shows or the best halftime shows on like ESPN or something, and somebody says Rihanna in their top 3.
Yeah,
that's how I know you're trying too hard, man. Okay. Yeah. Now you can say you liked it. That's fine. But you cannot put this up there with the Prince, with the Michael Jackson. It's not even the same category as those, man.
Even the some that was here, that was around in recent memory is better than I think Lady,
Beyonce, it can't
Lady,
touch that.
yeah, Lady
It
Gaga
can't touch last year's was great.
last year's was really good. It was really good. And honestly, I like Bruno Mars.
Yep.
Bruno Mars, I think it was Bruno Mars and Beyonce. I want to say. I thought that was really good, man. But this one, like you said, it was a bit Fenty commercial. And she got the bag. I wonder if she still feels some type of way about the NFL with Kaepernick, where she just says, screw it, I do it, and I'ma just do whatever I want type of thing. I'ma just
Yeah, probably. That's why she did it while she knew she was pregnant.
yeah.
That's why she did it when she knew, like, she probably had a bunch of closets, like, they got to wear my clothes and I got to do this and that. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like I said, I'm not that Rihanna person. I don't be checking for her performances. So I don't know if this is all the time. Is she performing like this all the time or what? But I don't know. It was, it was a good moment. I'll say it was a good moment. First time we've seen her in a long time. But next year I will probably forget who performed.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Rihanna, after this pregnancy reveal, before the halftime show happened, there were rumors of Rihanna gearing up to release an album and go on tour. At least the tour ain't happening anytime soon.
Nah.
Now as far as music, she did say she wants to release something at the end of the year. By the end of the year, we'll see if it actually happens. She's been capping before with this music shit, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah.
Tony Scott asked, is Jay-Z doing a good job or should the NFL cut him? I would say he's doing a good job. I mean, they've definitely made the halftime performers more modern and relevant. You got to remember, before Jay-Z, they were doing like Maroon 5 and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, just no matter what, it was always, like, it was always some old ass artist or irrelevant artist that was just had to be the safest bet they could pick. And now they got hip hop at the halftime show. Now they got Latina artists. Now they got Rihanna. Like, it's definitely been better since he took over.
I agree.
Now, if you can say whether they've been progressive enough in dealing with issues and whatever, that's a whole other discussion. But yeah, as far as the halftime show goes, I think he's doing a good job. So.
Yeah, I'm curious what's gonna happen next for the next Super Bowl. I wonder if they go, because I felt like we've been getting away with a lot of hip hop for the past two Super Bowls. I think we had The Weeknd at one point, followed by the hip hop halftime show with Dr. Dre, and now Rihanna. So I'm wondering they're gonna have to play a little chess and throw Taylor Swift in there or something like that.
Yeah,
good question. What do.
Tony Scott asks, who do y'all want to see for the next halftime show? Now it's getting tough because it seems like everybody who could do it has done it.
Yeah.
Now it's getting a little tough. You mentioned Taylor Swift. That I feel like that would make the most sense. She actually did say a few months ago that she was asked to do it, but she wanted to wait until she had re-recorded her music and had the rights to it.
Yeah.
So if that happens by next year, I would expect her to do it.
Yeah.
If not, who else could do it? Like Ariana Grande, maybe. Like who else can do it who hasn't done it at this point?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's good. And mind you, the next Super Bowl next year is in Vegas. So I'm sure they could probably get a lot of people to be like, I'll take a trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
So that might be well, I don't want to bank it because NFL might throw a curveball and be Maroon 5 or some shit.
Yeah, but Chris Stapleton.
I can see it being Taylor Swift though. I can see it being Taylor Swift. She probably will want to do the halftime show at that point.
Yeah.
Finish with her album and re-record her album in time. I can see her wanting to do the Super Bowl, kind of asking them to do it.
Yeah. Tony Scott says, I'm thinking an international artist. I mean, the biggest artist worldwide they could get is Bad Bunny, but I don't think he's big enough for like the NFL audience. I'll say that
Really?
much. Like, not really, because I think a lot of the people who watch NFL are older, and Bad Bunny skews to a younger audience.
I would think
So
they will want to do that in that case, though, because I mean, they did get Rihanna, they did, get a hip hop crowd the previous Super Bowl,
yeah.
but
But you got to think like the age of these artists, like the age of people who grew up with them are like in their mid 30s and up.
yeah,
Then you got to look at Bad Bunny's audience is usually like 25 and under.
mm,
So I think in a few years he could do it, but just for the NFL and how they market towards, 35 to 45, it seems like in these halftime shows now, I don't know if they would do it. But he would be huge
yeah.
if he did do it.
Do you feel like he's too newer of an artist to do a Super
Yeah.
Bowl? Because it ain't like, maybe with Jay-Z in charge, maybe he could change it, but
Mhm.
it seemed like the artists that do the Super Bowl kind of been around for a minute,
Yeah.
where it's not like the flavor of the month,
Mhm.
and they get them on this big platform. It seemed like you gotta
Yeah, we ain't
have,
seen Nelly do the halftime show back in fucking '05 or whatever, man.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So that could be part of it too. And I think Taylor Swift kind of deserved a little something, something. I think she'll put on a good show.
yeah, I can see her doing it next. But after that, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who else, like, I don't know who else could do it that hasn't done it yet at
Yeah.
this point. Besides like an Ariana Grande, a Taylor Swift, people like that. I don't know, man. It's getting tight.
Yeah, they gonna have to and then honestly, they probably gonna have to switch it up a little bit, man, because
Mhm.
as much as I love the hip hop genre and all that stuff, they might have to they might have to throw it back to some classic rock or something, or maybe some type of country artist or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Tony Scott says, "What about Tiwa Savage?" I don't know, man. I'm not too familiar with Tiwa Savage, honestly. I know
Ye-
she's an international artist, but yeah, I don't know if that would be like the NFL's target demographic for what they do for these halftime shows for, man.
Yeah, that might be a little I don't want to say a little too black, but that might be something where I don't know, they try to like you said, Rocket, they try to favor a demographic, and not only the age demographic, but I feel like they try to favor some Americans at this point.
Hmm.
So me as an American, I'm wondering, what's the payoff for having her on this big stage, like the biggest stage in American sports history. So I don't know if they did that far. They did the Shakira and J Lo and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but I think that's
And you got to think about that too. They made Shakira and J-Lo do it together,
yeah,
which they weren't even happy about.
yeah,
J-Lo didn't like it at least, but they made them do it together.
yeah.
So
And
that just lets you
it was
know.
like a Latin night. I think
Yeah.
it was in Miami, so it's like Latin type of vibes and all that stuff. So yeah, so I don't see this girl getting it at all. Especially this is a whole halftime show.
Hmm.
So I don't see him digging that deep in the crate. Remember, in the NFL, they like to keep it a little safe too. Simple. They don't think too much into it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it. But well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who they go get next. But will be interesting. Hopefully, it's a better performance. I agree, Tony. The Vegas halftime show has to be huge, man. It's got to
Yeah.
be something like that's really gonna have people anticipating it. So
What
yeah,
about
I don't
Usher?
know.
What about somebody like Usher? I
He
think
couldn't
that
do it alone. He couldn't do it alone, man.
really,
Nah,
if he put on,
like
I think he put on a really good show. I think he got a lot of hits,
he does. Actually,
and he honestly, you right, you right. He
if the weekend could do it alone, maybe Usher can do it too.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then I think the weekend is bigger than Usher ever
And
was
see,
worldwide.
yeah, and I think Usher wouldn't want to do it alone. I
Yeah.
can see him having Lil Jon come out there for Yeah, or whoever else he got on his song. I see Usher being out there, so I could see a halftime show like that because Usher is pretty safe too. He got some safe pop music
Yeah.
that everybody knows that the shit still play. I still hear that shit around here, so I could see Usher doing that.
It's possible. Like I initially wanted to say he's just not big enough, like worldwide, or at least recently. But I
Yeah,
mean, like
they say that at the weekend.
exactly, the weekend did it. So yeah, maybe he could do it too, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
But he could perform his ass off, man. So it'll be a great
and
performance.
yeah, and the only reason I brought up Usher is because he have his own thing in Vegas right now, where
Hmm.
he been doing the shows. So if he already out there, man, it probably makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know if they gonna keep keep the streak going with all the urban performers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They. I feel like next year the NFL might be like, okay, enough. Have we proven we care about black people? No more in racism in the end zone. No more choose love on the back of the helmets. I think
Right.
that might be
All
done.
right, damn it, you proved your point. All right, all right, damn
No
it, all
more
right.
black national anthem. Yeah, it might be over with. So yeah, that's our thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show, man. It was what it was. If you liked it or not, whatever. But I don't think we were that impressed, honestly. But glad she did it. So there you go. Next up. Oh yeah, forgot to say RIP to hip hop legend, man. Dave Trugoy, plug two of De La Soul, passed away this week, man. He was only 54 years old, man. Way too young. Unfortunately, he has like some heart issues. I know the past year he was dealing with. Um, so yeah, really sad to hear that, man. De La Soul, like they were finally getting their music on streaming next month, which I've been waiting for a long time since their shit's been hard to find. Even on YouTube, it's been getting taken down. So I was excited about that. Also, it being Dilla month, with Dilla's birthday being this month as well. I've been going back playing some De La Soul, some stuff he did for them, and I was really feeling it. And then I saw this news, I was like, "Shit, man!" Really sad to hear it. So yeah, kind of an unsung legend, but I'm glad people are acknowledging him. He's getting his tributes. And R.I.P. to Trugoy, man, De La Soul, hip hop legend. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. A lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people come from his tree.
Yes.
So that's somebody we always talk about the trees of hip hop and
Mm-hmm.
who started this, who started that. They started a lot of shit, man. So prayers to his family, man. Rest in peace. We thank you for all the stuff you did for hip hop. And I wish he was around to see his stuff get on a streaming service. And I think they might have been in the studio at some point,
Yeah.
making new music. So you could get some new, current music from them. So be on the lookout for that. I think was it next month? I think it's supposed to drop next month.
The streaming on next month, yeah, in
Yeah,
March.
so
So
yeah, that kind of hurt, man.
it did, man. It really did. Cause like I said, I had just been getting back in the De La Soul with the Dilla stuff, man. So to hear that, it was a really unfortunate. And like you said, man, I don't think they get their credit for like being like the everyday rap type of group, man,
Yeah,
because they were popular in a time when it was like you had to be a gangster rapper to make it,
yeah,
it seemed like at the time. And they were the ones who were like, were them and Tribe Called Quest. But I
yeah,
feel like De La Soul was more relatable because at
yeah,
point you can actually hear what they were talking about. Q-Tip was confusing with the lyrics sometimes, man.
yeah,
But them and Tribe Called Quest, all those native tongue people, they were the everyday. They called them backpackers, and they wanted to like shit on them a little bit. But
yeah,
those are like the everyday,
yeah,
regular type dudes who rhymed, man.
yeah. Jungle Brothers.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
without them, do you have a J. Cole now? Do you have a Drake? Do you
yeah.
have any of these people
Even the
without them?
Kanye, man.
Yep.
Even the Kanye.
He had to backpack his way into the game, man.
Yeah,
with Most Def and Talib.
yeah, and the one thing I like about him was or them is they held their own, man. So it wasn't like a they struggling to try to make something happen. They were them. They were them. So it wasn't like, oh shit, like who is these dudes? They were making noise.
No, definitely, man. Definitely sad to hear that, but yeah, it was a legend. Funny enough, too, I was also going back and hearing some of the Tupac diss records they had. Like, why did Tupac diss De La Soul, man? It was so random.
Yeah,
Like there was an unreleased song where he went at them pretty hard.
I
It was
remember
called
that.
Watch Your Mouth.
Yeah, I remember that.
He said something like, what's that? De La got a problem with his hard shit. Ever since me, myself, and I, y'all been garbage. Like, damn, why do you like he went in on De La Soul? It's like they didn't do nothing to Tupac, man.
I think he went in on him a couple times because
Yes,
I think he did on another song.
niggas looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick. He said, "Look at De La Soul." Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, Tupac was just wild. He went at like no matter what. If you said something that criticized hip hop at all, he was going to go at you.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
Very interesting. Man. Speaking of which, I thought it was interesting that Blue Ivy was on the football field with Jay-Z, and Blue Ivy had a Tupac shirt on. I wonder if she knows Tupac dissed her daddy. You think she's heard those songs?
Nah, I don't think she.
Like, how do you even have that discussion with your kids?
Yeah, I wonder did she actually.
Me and Tupac went at it.
I wonder do she actually listen to Tupac? Because we're in the era where a lot of kids just be wearing these rock band shirts.
Yeah,
So I wonder if it's one of those type of situations, or do she actually, is a fan of hip hop? Look, man, I'm a big fan of Blue Ivy Carter, man. She look cool as hell, man. She gonna be a rock star, man.
Yeah,
I could tell. I don't know what she gonna do. I don't know what type of career she gonna have. I don't know if she gonna do music or what, but she gonna be one of them stars that just pop up out of nowhere, and people like, oh yeah, Blue Ivy Carter. They'll have a whole article about her just popping up at the store.
I think she's gonna be what we thought Willow Smith was gonna be.
Times 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we thought Willow Smith was gonna have next. And then she still does music, but she went like a whole alternative route.
Yeah,
I think
she kind of do.
Blue Ivy will be what we thought Willow Smith was going to be.
Yeah, she kind of do whatever she want to do too, because she had the ball in her court.
Yes,
and she didn't want to do it. And I think Will Smith told that story how during the tour that with My Hair tour, she cut all her hair off. And she said she didn't want to do it no more. And he was like, baby, we got to tell you got to do it for Mr. Jay-Z because blah, 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 blah. Because I think she was signed with Roc Nation or something like that. And she didn't want to do it. So I think she kind of all over the place a little bit. But
yeah,
I think Blue Ivy got a lot more coaching. I'll put it that way.
Beyonce gonna put the battery in her back, man. She ain't gonna want for nothing performance-wise. Tony Scott says, but we're talking about Usher doing a halftime show. He said, "This is Vegas, the home of the Rat Pack and Frank Sinatra. Usher don't cut it." Well, look, man, nobody that big is alive right now. That's the problem. Are you gonna resurrect Michael Jackson and have him do it again? Like, no, who else could? This is the problem with music, and pop music especially. There's nobody that big anymore. They're a big artist, but there's nobody who's Prince famous. There's nobody who's Michael Jackson famous. There's nobody who would stop the world to do a halftime show, and everybody will watch it.
Yeah, and I think the halftime show, I don't know how they used to do it back then, but I felt it's not as bad as this. We'll probably see it this weekend, but I feel like the halftime show is kind of like the dunk contest a little bit.
Yeah.
Where, Beyonce did it twice. I think she did it twice. But yeah, Beyonce did it, but it's not like you could just look at the biggest stars in the game right now and they'd be down to do it. I think they kind of look at it like, yeah, I don't feel like doing it, or they kind of pick and choose if they want to do it or not. It's not an opportunity they can't pass up.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like that too. And but as far as Usher, I think look, man, I think Vegas is just the place. So I don't think it's like, oh, Vegas performing in Usher performing in Vegas, that won't work. I think whoever is there is probably going to work regardless but I mentioned Usher because Usher already in Vegas. I think he got a residency in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people go to Vegas to see Usher, his shows in Usher. I mean his shows in Vegas. So yeah, I think it can work. I think it won't be I think it'd be pretty good because look, he's a good performer. I actually went to a concert, a Usher concert, just off the humble because I had some extra tickets from when I worked in Cleveland. And I wasn't really expecting much. When I tell you this dude took over that, it was Quicken Loans Arena at the time. He
Mm-hmm.
took that over. I'm like, damn, okay. He was performing bangers at the bank. I'm like, damn. Like I forgot he had all these songs. So I think he's definitely possible. I think he have a lot of pop music that can hit. So yeah, man, I think it'd be interesting if he end up doing something in Vegas like that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. I'll be interested to see who does it. But Tony also says Blue Ivy may be one of the biggest businesswomen in the game. Yeah, of course she gonna be, man. She got the training.
Yeah.
She got everybody taking care.
She got
The
rock.
only thing that could be like, unless she has a super rebellious streak and says, fuck all this shit, I'm gonna do drugs and be crazy. But I don't see that happening with her. I think she got a good upbringing. So
Have we seen the other kids? I feel like I haven't seen
there's Sir Carter. I don't think
Sir
we've ever
Carter.
seen him. Yeah,
I
we only see Blue Ivy, man.
Yes. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I forgot about the other kids, but we almost never see them.
Yeah, I wonder if it's by choice, but I feel like Blue Ivy, we've seen her ever since she was like a kid.
Yes, from the
But
beginning.
everybody else is kind of more, they're more private about them, the
Yeah.
other kids. So I don't know if it's by choice. I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but
Yeah.
it's interesting. You almost forget they have other kids, you know?
Yeah.
I'm watching a clip of Chloe, who's performing at the NBA All-Star game this year. Look kind of cute, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think about Chloe's career, man? You think it's going okay?
I guess it's all right, man. Like I don't look at her. To me, I don't know. Maybe it's because she was under Beyonce at some point. I think she was because I first heard of them when they opened up for Beyonce,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no clue who they were. But I think it's all right. I think honestly, I would have thought it would have been bigger. I thought she would have been bigger than what she is now. But I guess it's all right, man. I guess it's all right. I don't look at her as bigger than her, the artist her. I feel like that's probably one of the bigger soul artists.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like she should be bigger than what she is now.
Yes. I feel like she's gotten a huge push, but her music hasn't connected with anybody really.
Yeah.
Like, I think people like what she represents, but they don't like. It's kind of like Megan Thee Stallion a little bit. She's like the R&B Megan Thee Stallion, I guess, where people like her. We know she can sing, but she don't have like songs that have connected with people. Really, it seems like.
Yeah, I feel like what's her name? Lizzo got more of that.
Yes.
And Lizzo, she like talk about positivity. All of her music is positive. She make nothing but positive music. And it's connecting with a certain crowd. And I don't know if Chloe was trying to do that or what, but it seemed like now, like it's funny because I was having this discussion with I want to say on In the Loop, and we was talking about Rihanna and what's the session with Rihanna. And I'm like, I think a lot of people like Rihanna because she kind of like this badass who don't give a F.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I told him, like, to be honest, I felt like Beyonce started doing the same thing as a recent
Mhm.
because Beyonce wasn't raunchy at all. She was, you know,
It was that Sasha Fierce era where she like became more Rihanna like.
yeah, but I felt like it was it might have been a self-titled album or the Lemonade album. One of those albums could have been both. But that's when you start getting the Beyonce cussing in her music and all that stuff. Where it was like I remember vividly when I was at the radio station in Cleveland, and they were like, "Ooh, she cussing a lot in this album." Where they were like so shocked, and I'm like, "Damn, maybe she, you know, she turned in a leaf." And you know that might not be good for her radio spins because maybe they ain't gonna want to play it because they think of the positive Beyonce they used to get. But I'm like, damn, that kind of all started from Rihanna, in my opinion, because Rihanna always never gave a fuck. But I can kind of see Chloe doing the same thing, man. Her doing the song with Gunna. I forgot what else she do, but just little stuff she tried to do to kind of get on the raunchy side a little bit.
Mhm.
Did the Bust It challenge and little stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, okay, she grown up now. I wouldn't compare it to like a Miley Cyrus. Remember Cyrus just
Yes.
went nuts. I wouldn't say she went that far, but look, I think these type of artists, especially with Chloe, she want to get away from that whole good girl Disney type of image. So I do think she's trying to do a little more bad girl type stuff to, you know, relate to us a little more, I guess.
Yeah, to me, it's just force. Like, you can't force sex appeal and you can't force that rebellious nature. Like Rihanna, you just get the feeling that's just how she is naturally. You
Yeah.
know, with Chloe, it feels like I always feel like she's like being sex trafficked every time I see her try to do something sexy. Like she just looks like she's not into it. And
Yeah,
it's just
probably not.
yeah, it's just something she is being told to do because everybody's doing it.
We need your sales up.
Yeah. So it just seems forced. Her sex appeal is forced to me, man. I don't like she's very cute, but it's just the sex appeal, the overly sexual stuff she's been doing is just it's just strange, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about did you see this whole thing with Halle Bailey and DDG and Ruby Rose? Do you have any thoughts about that, man? Do you think that's fake?
What happened with that?
So Halle Bailey is don't ask me how I know this, but Halle Bailey was like dating this rapper named DDG.
And Hailey is the one that was part with Chloe, right?
Yeah, that's her sister.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So and I think she's the one in Little Mermaid, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess Ruby Rose posted some DM because DDG was acting like he was in a fight with Halle, and she posted a DM from him, and they were going back and forth, and Halle got involved too and all that stuff. So I was just wondering if you saw that, if you thought it was fake or not, because
I ain't know. I ain't know what was I ain't see the Hailey part. I just seen the DDG and Ruby Rose part.
yeah.
I guess trying to get back with her or some shit. I ain't know what was going on. I don't even know who DDG is.
Me neither. He looks crazy. I just looked him up. He looks wild.
I barely know who Ruby Rose is. I remember her because I think she was on like a freshman list or
Yeah.
it was something. And I think we checked their music out. But yeah, Ruby Rose looked cute, but that's all I know, man. I seen her post a picture. I'm like, okay. But outside of that, man, I'm like,
yeah, don't fumble that bag, man. That's a Disney bag right there. Don't fumble that.
Yes. And you see what Offset did, man. He doubled down with his girl. He like, you know what?
The McDonald's commercial. Speaking of which, man, what do you think about the fucking Super Bowl commercials, man? Did you like them?
They were like, to me, I feel like
fall for the Tubi commercial. Did you see that live?
I did for a hot second, man. I did for a hot second because I use my Fire Stick a lot. I'm actually using Fire Stick now. So it did for a hot second where I'm like, oh shit, what the And then I seen it, I was just like, nah. I'm like, nah, this ain't this fake. So I just let it go. But as far as the commercials, man, it's a bad spot for commercials. Like I don't it's we talked about the TV shows earlier. With the commercials, man, I think it's similar. There's no creativity. It seemed like they just put the celebrities in anything and it don't have anything to do with the commercial or it don't have anything to do with the product. So you know, you'll be sitting there for like 25, 30 seconds before you realize what the commercial was about. It could be a whole little, you know, a little mini movie. You like, damn, what's this? What's this? And then at the very end, Pepsi. You like, oh, what the fuck? Like, so you it kind of leave you confused a little bit. So yeah, as far as the commercials, I ain't really see nothing that stuck out like that where I'm like, oh shit. But I kind of miss the old days of the commercials where they used to actually create some type of jingle or something,
Mhm.
or you know, it could be clear as day, like, oh, this is a Budweiser commercial.
Yeah,
Let me see
remember
what
the
they
Budweiser frogs? How random that was, and that was
yes.
everywhere after a while.
Budweiser.
That was so weird, man. But that was everywhere. It became a meme. Everybody was doing that shit.
Yes. Or the Waza.
Yeah, oh, that was so stupid.
But it was something where you know you had to come up with something. So, you know, I respect it, but to me, these commercials were so forgettable, man. Like I seen a few. It was one. I think it was a Dunkin' Donut commercial or something with Ben Affleck and J
Mhm.
Lo.
Yeah.
That one I thought was cool because it looked kind of old school a little bit.
Mhm.
It didn't look well produced, and it kind of threw me off when J Lo pulled up. Like, what you doing here? So I thought that was a little bit funny, but I chuckled on that one. But outside of that, I was just like, yeah, I ain't really care for him.
Yeah. Nah. Most of the commercials were like, throw this old celebrity in, or a bunch of old celebrities in, and like, or have a 90s reference to something, like a
Yeah,
Clueless commercial. Like fucking, I saw one like that had to take the red pill or the blue pill Matrix shit. Like, how old is this shit, man?
yeah,
It's 2023. We're in
yeah,
2023 now.
or the bat, or I think they had a was it Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
I
I
didn't even
think it was
see
Back.
that one.
Yeah, I seen the Backstreet one where I think it was like a washing detergent or some shit. Where it was just like bye 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 bye.
Yeah. And
The,
they didn't they
oh,
do I Want It That Way with Chance the Rapper one year too? Like,
yes,
they
the
keep
Dorito
doing
commercial.
Backstreet Boys.
Yes, Backstreet in one of them. It was one of them. But I'm just like, like I don't know.
It's getting annoying, man. Like, we need, like, not like, can we reference something newer? Like, has culture, like, has our society just, we don't make nothing new no more?
Yeah,
That we can't even have new celebrities in these commercials. They got to be all like 60, 70-year-old people.
yeah.
It's wild, man. I don't
I
get
would.
it.
I wish I was over the creativity of this world or this
We
country. Because how
gotta join the Illuminati, man.
yes, because how cool will it be if you saw a commercial like a funny ass Abbott Elementary commercial in the Super
Mhm.
Bowl, where it's like specifically for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and you know Abbott Elementary is based out of Philly, so some type of Philadelphia Eagles funny ass commercial or some shit. Like, why you can't do that? Like, I feel like that would be a little relatable and that can kind of help the show a little bit. But
Now we
like,
gotta watch Diddy, Puff Daddy in a commercial talking about what he
yeah,
don't do. Diddy don't do jingles. Okay. Who would ask Diddy for a jingle in 2023, man? See, it's not even a reasonable
yeah,
setup, dog. Who
yeah,
would ask Puff Daddy for a jingle for a company in 2023? Come
yeah.
on, man.
It's crazy. He not even in that mode now.
Right? It's been a long time since he was dancing all up in the
Yeah,
videos,
that
man.
they're gonna have Jay-Z in the studio,
Right?
A&R and some shit.
Yeah, man. It's
Yeah,
like these commercials got to grow up a little bit, man. We need something a little newer, but
yeah,
that's just
man.
how it is.
If I was like Coca-Cola or Doritos or something like that, Lay,
Mhm.
I would be like, hey, let's try to find the hottest show out right now. And let me try to get them in the commercial. What's the one show from Korea? The
Squid Game?
Squid Games.
Yeah,
I would be
something
like,
like that.
yeah, let me get the old guy from Squid Games or some shit and put him in the commercial, make a Squid Game type of commercial. But everybody want to go back to old ass. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, it's strange, man. It's like I don't know, but the nostalgia shit is just run its course. I feel, you
Yeah,
know.
that's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I reached my limit when I realized that there's a new Flash movie, like the comic book character, and nigga, they brought back Michael Keaton to be Batman. Michael Keaton, 70 years old, dog. He looked crazy in that trailer, man. HRW says Will Ferrell. Yeah, I did see Will Ferrell did like a Netflix commercial, and it was like a bunch of shows he was doing a parody of. But then again, they did Will Ferrell for it. Will Ferrell is old and not funny anymore. Let's be real.
They could have got somebody from Squid Game, man.
Yeah, they could have actually got the cast to do it or somebody, or somebody newer or more relevant. Maybe Kevin Hart could have done it. Kevin Hart already did a commercial.
He got too many shit. Too much
Yeah,
shit going
he
on.
already did it. He did DraftKings. I think he's like the official spokesman of DraftKings now.
Yeah, him and Jamie
So,
Foxx or some shit.
Yeah. Try to get niggas to gamble. See, man, see what they do to us. See what they do to us. First it was crack, now it's DraftKings and all this online gambling.
Get over here and shoot some dice.
Dog, have you realized that these online gambling sites like use the same sales push that drug dealers use? The first bet is free. You bet free till you win. $10,000 free to bet. Like, what the fuck? This is how it gets you hooked on crack, man. The first hit is always free.
Yeah.
Your first bet is free. Your first 5 bets are free. You keep betting until you win. Come on, man. Guaranteed to win.
Man,
Dog. All the black folks in the gaming. Yeah, I know, man. Dog, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing, man. They're marketing to us because they know we got PPP loan money.
Yeah. Tax time too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy too because in Ohio they finally got like gaming online betting for gaming. And so all through my whole damn timeline is mainly females out here playing. Man, missed my parlay.
Yeah, God.
I hit my parlay. Oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, man. Like, y'all, look, man, salute to y'all, but it's none but women like, oh yeah, I need to get this parlay. What's up with the DraftKings app?
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, man.
On a random night, I need Kyrie to get 30. Like, what?
He missed this rebound, man.
Yeah.
One rebound short parlay.
Man, yeah, this online game, dog. Just a few years ago, like it was taboo to even mention like sports and gambling together.
Sports betting.
Yeah, sports betting. The leagues did not want it at all.
Drugs.
Yes.
You might as well be a crackhead.
And now I cannot turn on a sports channel for 5 minutes without seeing a damn DraftKings, the other one, what's it called? There's another one. I forget what it's called, but it's every sponsor of every ESPN show is some kind of online gambling site. It's too much, man. It's ridiculous. This is how you know.
You got
FanDuel. Yeah, FanDuel's the one.
Bet, MGM, Caesar, Sportsbook, DraftKings.
Man, crazy. Like this. I can smell a conspiracy, man. I can smell a conspiracy. This feels like the crack epidemic of the 1980s, dog. They trying to get us hooked on crack again.
Do you feel like, first of all, do you feel like it's kind of weird that they advertising all these betting sites and all that shit, and Texas can't even bet?
Yes. Yes. And they're trying to get that changed.
Yeah. And my second question is, do you think it's weird that Mattress Mac is not down with legalizing sports betting in Texas?
I was surprised, but people I was very surprised, but people pointed out that he has his sponsors in Louisiana, and they're making him do that.
Okay.
So now I understand. But yeah, I was very surprised, especially somebody like him who's
Yes.
ultra conservative, ultra let the states decide everything. Suddenly, if the people want it, you're not for it. Very strange, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I once I found out that he had his Louisiana people who
Yeah.
were funding him and bankrolling him, I was like, okay, I get it now.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because he even mentioned it. He was like, I go to Louisiana every weekend. It's not a big deal for me. It's like, okay, so you
Yeah.
plugging them too. All right.
Yeah. So you saying, hey, don't legalize it in the state I live in. Drive
Mhm.
over to Louisiana,
Yeah.
spend money over there, and make
Ridiculous,
that state
man.
rich.
Yeah. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, it makes sense now.
Whoever he with, and they're gonna be fucked eventually because once Texas do legalize it, you know, people gonna be throwing money at Mattress Mac.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna be. Maybe he could turn it down. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be over.
Yeah. The only gambling we have is whenever he has a sale where your furniture is free at the Astros win the
Free.
World Series.
Yeah.
So
But I wonder. I know Texas is trying to get the sports betting here. I wonder, are they trying to? Is that the same as trying to get casinos here too, or is that totally different?
I would assume that's different because the way casinos are run, there's like a whole nother, like it has to be certain people running it, and I think it's way more convoluted to get casinos up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but online sports betting is just the simple thing to do. So,
yeah,
yeah, I
and
don't know,
everybody
man.
do it. Everybody
Mhm.
do it. So, but yeah, it'd be crazy if they did bring casinos here. It would be crazy because they got casinos in Cleveland. And when I tell you people was people was going down to that casino gambling all night, I'm like, man, this is crazy. So when
Yeah.
I was living there, man, I probably like me, I do not gamble, man. I do not spend I do not sell a slot machine. I think I went one time since I've been living in Cleveland. But shit, I go more for the buffet.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it would be crazy if it was that down here, man. You'll see a lot of people like, let's go to the casino.
Look, man, we've seen people throw their money away at stupider shit trying to get rich, like cryptocurrency and NFTs. So, I mean, you definitely know they gonna throw away their money gambling. We see people play the lotto every single week, man.
Yeah.
So, HRW says they have Native American casinos here in Texas. Really? I didn't know.
Mm.
But I'm sure it's like some ways to get a drive. It's probably in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you also say just like the weed industry is commercialized. Yeah, it's definitely. I haven't seen any weed commercials to be fair. Like they've been advertising sports betting, but yeah, they've definitely kind of commercialized that whole industry, man. It's still
Yeah.
strange that in some states you can legally sell it, in others you go to jail for even having it.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's very strange, man.
yeah, and I think it's I know specifically Ohio, they was trying to legalize it,
Hmm.
but I think that I guess the bill they was trying to they was trying to pass wasn't really a good bill. So a lot of people that was pro weed was trying not to pass that bill.
Yeah.
'Cause I think you had like certain celebrities and big time rich people ready
Yeah.
to just take over,
Hmm.
and it wouldn't have been a good look for us. For I guess lower people. So I don't know. I don't know how we even get to talking about this, but
Look, man, this is
yeah,
the official rabbit hole podcast.
I
Okay,
know. I
we
know
just go down any tangent, and you
we've
just.
been down to laws and bills and shit. But yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go, man. I'll be interested to see if there's a legalized sports betting in Texas, but I don't know. We'll see. Other things that happened this week. I guess we're keeping the sports real quick. What do you think about Eric Bieniemy being named the offensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders. Not a head coaching job like everybody was campaigning for him to get, but he is the new offensive coordinator of the Commanders, who are a much worse team than the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think about that, Figgy?
I think it was time for him to move on, man. I felt like he was always going to be in the shadow of Andy Reid, and it was always going to be questions of what he do, because a lot of people say, "Oh, Andy Reid call the plays, Andy Reid come up with this, Andy Reid come up with that." I think his best bet was to move on. Now, him going to the Commanders was, I thought that was a little strange that nobody else really, was interested in him. And I think that's a whole nother topic. A lot of people, keep pointing at the NFL saying this is wrong and all this other stuff. But man, look, I'm sorry. Like, I think he do deserve a head coaching job. But to be honest with you, I feel like it's something going on, man. It's something with him that we don't know. I don't know what it is. I ain't gonna speculate, but it got to be something going on with him where people don't want to hire him, man. Because shoot, the Texans hired DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah.
So it's it's not like it's a thing where all of these black is specifically him right now as far as like head coaching. Now I also think it's a bit of a problem with the black court defense not the defensive coordinators, but I do think it's an issue with just black coordinators in general, moving up kind of I guess kind of sticking around, because you look at like Byron Leftwich, who was down in Tampa Bay. That dude got fired, and where's he at now? I haven't heard his name since.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, you got somebody like Cliff Kingsbury who got fired. He went to Thailand, and then he, ended up coming back for an interview for the Texans offensive coordinator position. Now he didn't get it, but it seemed like people like Cliff Kingsbury will get that chance for offensive coordinator position anytime. So, I don't know what's going on, man, but something going on with Eric Bieniemy, man. I can't quite figure it out. And hopefully, I hope he do his thing in Washington, and hopefully somebody can, hire him as a head coach next year. But it's super strange, man, because like I'm not the person that's sitting there saying, the NFL need to do something. This Rooney Rule suck and all this other stuff, and they treat them wrong. But I think I just think it's strange. To me, I cringe every time, you have this white coordinator that just been doing it for like a hot second, just up and get a head coaching job, or some guy just hop out of nowhere, just get he get fired from somewhere and then get a coordinator job that following the a couple months later. It's like, damn, like if that was, I hate to say it like this, but if it was a black guy, they would be done for a couple years. And it seemed like it take longer for them to get an opportunity again. So I don't know, man. I hope he do good, man. I really do. But it's hard to say what's going on here. I think it's something personal with him. I don't think it's just the whole black thing. I think it's something personal with Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know enough about like this is one of the things where if you don't know the behind the scenes, the conversations, you just can speculate,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why he would take this and leave Kansas City for it. But for whatever reason, for whatever reason, he must think this is better for his career. So I hope things work out for him, man. But I don't know. I also feel like we have enough black head coaches where we don't have to say like it's the biggest tragedy in the world that he didn't get a head coaching position.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look, we have black coaches hired in the NFL now, several of them. And this one person didn't get a job. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. It's not the end of the world, man. A lot of people, Bill O'Brien got drove out the NFL, had to go to college, man. Like, well, he did get a head coach position, to
But
be fair. But
see if you look at it, he was a head coach for how long?
yeah.
He got fired. He went right to Alabama as the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Been there for 2 years. Went right to New England. Like he never had a drop off.
Yeah, that's fair.
He never had to fight his way in. But if you look at somebody like a Byron Leftwich, who he wasn't a head coach, but look at somebody like that who got fired. I don't know where he at, man. I ain't see him get no interviews for offensive coordinator position anywhere else. It just seemed like he just gone. So like I'm not sitting here saying it's like this with all black coordinators, because you did see some black folks getting interviewed and stuff like that. Some black coordinators get hired this year. So, I don't want to be ignorant and say, it's a league wide thing, but it's just crazy how it just like certain people just drop off the face of the earth. But then we seen over the years where these failed head coaches keep getting chances.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Jeff Fisher. How many chances this dude got?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, what the like this dude is, he went to one Super Bowl, didn't win that, and he been kind of awful, man. So it's just saying like they kind of recite. They, I don't know if you got to be in a certain circle or what, but it seemed like they get more chances, and like a black guy, if they fail, then it's harder for them to get another chance. That's what it kind of seemed like.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's fair to say it's like a good old boys club, man. And especially in those front office head coach positions. It's a good old boys club, man. It is what it is. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know. Well, I hope for the best for Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I hope he do good. Now, HRW say he don't have a QB.
Yeah, what are we all out on Taylor Heineke now and Sam Howell? They're not going to be Hall of Famers, man. What are you talking about?
Yes, I don't know what's going to go on there, but I hope he do good, man. I hope he turn that franchise around as a coordinator and get a chance to be a head coach.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes for him.
The other thing that's kind of weird to me is, you had a lot of people saying, "Oh, he don't do well in interviews" or all this other stuff, but it seemed like he doing pretty good to be an offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. he doing well in those interviews. So I'm kind of curious, what's the difference? So I don't know. It's so weird, man, because like I said, the whole debate was, he's not good in interviews and he suck at interviews and all this other stuff. But if he was interviewing for an offensive coordinator position, then it's like, all right, this is, it's not too bad. So it's so strange, man. So I'm thinking it must be something with him, man.
I don't know, man. I don't want to assume it's something with him. Yeah, because I just don't know. It could be these people are just racist, man. I don't know. Like, who knows what it is, man? But yeah, it's hopefully he does well. Rooting for him, rooting for everybody black, man. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't know. Very interesting that he took that for the Commanders, man, because they are ass. But hoping for the best, man. Hope he can turn it around. We'll see. Other things that happened this week. Oh yeah, I did see this. So Willie D and Scarface have a podcast called The Ghetto Boys Reloaded, and they talked about Scarface and appearing at the Grammys for their little hip hop tribute. Now Willie D has already been outspoken about the fact that he was upset that he was not invited to this moment at the Grammys, because Scarface did do a Ghetto Boys song. He performed a little bit of Mind Playing Tricks on Me. So they get on the podcast. Scarface is with Willie D. And Scarface, or Willie D, kind of presses Scarface about appearing at the Grammys. His issue is that number one, Scarface didn't tell him about what was going on. that he was going to perform a Ghetto Boys song. And you got a clip. We could play the clip and we'll react to that.
All right.
Shit, I can't hear it.
All right, hold on. Get this.
Yeah, I'm surprised they got as heavy as they did, man. But it was a pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Elephant in the room.
You already know. You feel like you were slighted.
Slighted.
Yeah.
I feel beyond slighted. Like, what I'm trying to figure out is, first of all, like, I asked you Wednesday when we left here, I said, what you got for the weekend? You said, I'm finna go fuck with this Grammy thing. I said, all right, man, safe travels. Because, you know, that's how we do it. Saturday come, I'm online and an article comes across about the Grammys. And I see Ghetto Boys' Scarface in the lineup.
Let me see that.
I don't have it now.
I want to see where it says Ghetto Boys Scarface.
No, this is what
I don't want to.
This is what it said.
I don't want to never get Ghetto Boys and Scarface intertwined ever, because I don't need Ghetto Boys to be Scarface. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So if it said Scarface, Ghetto Boys, or Scarface, or any of that shit two together, then they wrong for that. Yeah. Because I can stand on my own 2 feet with no Ghetto Boys.
And this is why. So this is why what was so baffling, because everybody knows that, right? You carved out a place in history for yourself. You were so good at what you did as a solo artist. You get that. Can't nobody deny that. So ain't no hate, ain't no jealousy whatsoever. You know, remember, I'm the one that said, hey man, you ought to call yourself Scarface. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna never hate on you. Never. I mean, when I see you winning, I see Ghetto Boys winning, because we are a group. So when somebody start talking about Scarface standing on his own, I said to myself, I said, well, Scarface got enough hit songs where he don't need to be doing a Ghetto Boy song. He could have just done a Scarface song. If you would have done a Scarface song, that would have been different. A Scarface song is a Scarface song. That's on Scarface's catalog, not Ghetto Boys' catalog. And to do a song that's from the Ghetto Boys catalog, My Mind's Playing Tricks, a song that I co-wrote, and to not have me included in that moment.
Let's go back to how the song came about. Because you did have a verse on that record. Those 3 verses, we all know where those 3 verses and that music came from. You put another verse on it. But do you recall back when you heard that song and Jay was trying to get you to rap on that motherfucker that you didn't like it? Do you remember that?
I don't know if I didn't like the song, but I didn't think it was anything phenomenal.
Okay, well, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And actually, now that I think about it, it's a lot of shit that I do that's phenomenal. And I think that the reversal of trying to put that shit on me because you didn't go there to the Grammys is fucked up. Because my phone rang. Okay? And if a motherfucker didn't reach out to you, it's not my fault. So don't put that shit on me, Willie. That's not cool. Okay. I'm not cool. And if I perform that song, I don't get mad when you go out and perform that song, bro. And I wouldn't even give a fuck if you got the call. That's not how I'm made. Like, I don't care about that. Have you ever went out and performed My Mind Playing Tricks somewhere before without me?
Many times.
Okay, well, me too.
So the conversation is actually longer than that, but it's still pretty good. They kind of go back and forth. Willie D presses the fact that, you know, Scarface shouldn't have done a Ghetto Boys song without Willie D there. And Scarface kind of presses back and saying, it's not my fault they didn't invite you, yada, yada, yada. Figgy, number one, it stings me a little to this day when I see Scarface on a podcast, because we tried so hard to get Scarface on our Jack Freeman podcast, and we were really convinced it was going to happen and never did.
Yeah.
Also, during this conversation, they did bring up the fact that Willie D showed up for the rodeo and did a Ghetto Boy song. But Willie D threw it back and said, hey, you said you didn't want to go to the rodeo. They asked you to come, and Jack Freeman alluded to that as well.
Yeah.
where Scarface was asked to come and he just didn't want to do it.
Mm.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. But
Yeah.
Biggie, what are your thoughts on this conversation? Who do you think is in the right or in the wrong?
I think so. When I watched that performance, we actually talked about it on here. I can't remember if I mentioned it on the podcast, but I thought it was a little bit strange to see Scarface doing Willie D's verse. I think it was Willie D's verse, yeah. And I was just like, I'm like, damn, it would be, I was happy to see them up there, but I thought it would have been super cool to see Willie D up there, man. Both of them up there. I thought it was that important, but I didn't know what was going on. Maybe he couldn't make it. I don't know. But when I seen this, it kind of hurt, man, because I don't like seeing them go back and forth like this. It looked like it was a good discussion. It was good for the podcast and content and all that stuff. But to me, if I had to pick somebody who was right, I think Scarface. I don't think Scarface did anything wrong. I think they like he said, they hit him up. He did that song. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing that song. Now, maybe Willie D was a little tight because whatever article he seen, it had Scarface and Ghetto Boys. And, and clearly Scarface want to keep those totally separate. And which I understand because Scarface put his, he put his foot into his own solo career. So I understand why he was a little tight about that by not, trying to say Scarface, from Ghetto Boys or whatever the case may be, because Scarface did his own thing, being a solo artist, and the group thing was totally different. But I kind of see where Willie D coming from too, man, because if I'm sitting at home watching it like me and you, and I see one of my boys up there performing our song on the biggest stage of the year, I'm like, damn, bro, I was just with you. I asked you what you was doing this week.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you what you was doing this weekend. You said you gonna fuck with the Grammy shit. If I knew you was doing that, I would have said, all right, I'm gonna go too then. So I kind of see where he coming from, but I just think it's I don't want to say misunderstanding, because I don't think it was like some type of miscommunication or anything. But I think Willie D was kind of hurt that he wasn't up there, and I think they should have called his phone. I don't know. Look, should Scarface say, "Hey, I'm not doing this unless Willie D do it"? Probably so. I think that if they were, I think that probably would have been the right thing to do. But yeah, I think Willie D was a little hurt by that, and I could totally understand, man. I can't sit here and say, nah, because it'd be one thing if he performed a Scarface song. If it was a Scarface song, then yeah, he can't be mad at that. But he performed My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. So it's like, damn, like they should have, if I was Scarface, I would have been like, if they would have hit me up to see about coming, doing the Grammys, I would have been like, hey, I'm not doing it unless Scarface do it, or unless Willie D do it. But now, the other hand, a little conspiracy thing going on. What I was thinking about in my brain was maybe, Willie D is very controversial. We had him on the podcast before, and he said some stuff. I'm wondering if the Grammys maybe didn't want Willie D to be on there because of that. Maybe, some of his comments. Remember, he had his YouTube shut down at one point. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Why they didn't hit him up too, or was it just let's call Scarface and have him on? I'm kind of curious with that. That was kind of my little conspiracy thinking, but I don't think Scarface was in the wrong. I think he, hell, he probably didn't even know he was gonna do that song. It could have been, hey, Scarface, we doing a hip hop tribute. Come to the Grammys, and it could have been a last minute thing. I don't know, but if it was me, I would have said, hey, Willie D got to do it too. that's the only way I would do that. My mind playing tricks on me.
Yeah, I mean, to your conspiracy point, I think it was definitely a factor. The fact that Willie D and things he said in the past, I think he was intentionally not invited because I believe Questlove put together this whole hip hop tribute, and Questlove knows who Willie D is.
Of course.
Questlove knows who Ghetto Boys are. It's not like some white dude was just reading through Wikipedia and said, "Oh, Scarface, he did that Mom Playing Tricks on me. Get him in there." Whoever did this new hip hop, it was from the culture. So I think he was intentionally not invited, and he probably knows why. So he's being a little bit obtuse, acting like he was just shocked that Scarface was invited and he's not.
Yeah.
But I could see both sides, man. This is one of those arguments where it's like I can't say one person's right, one person's wrong. I think Willie D has a right to feel slighted in the fact that it was a big moment for hip hop and a group he was in and co-founded. He was not invited on the biggest stage. But I also could see Scarface. Scarface said that he didn't know he was going to do a Ghetto Boy song until he got there. And at that point, what was he supposed to say? No, I'm not. I'm sure it's already been planned out at this point.
Yeah.
So what's he supposed to say? I'm not going to do that without Willie D. It's too late to get him here now. So I get both sides, but I do think, look, if this was really for us, we know that Scarface stands on his own, man. For us, he could have done Smile. He could have done Never Seen a Man Cry, something like that. He could have done any one of his he could have done My Block.
Yeah.
He could have done a whole lot, and we would have known what that was. But the fact that he did that one song, and I just give both sides to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't think they have real beef over it. I think I kind of get the feeling that Willie D and Scarface talk like this all the time. And they've been talking like this for years. But yeah, I get both sides to it, man. HRW says I agree with Face. He also said a lot of folks mad that Nikki wasn't there. Yeah, I wonder if she was just not invited or couldn't come. But,
yeah, she kind of has some issues with the Grammys before.
Yeah,
with her categories and all that stuff,
Mhm.
and them nominating what's her name? I forgot the girl name. Lotto. They nominated
Yeah,
Lotto,
yeah.
something like that. So I could kind of understand why she wasn't there. Honestly, she probably had the Willie D invitation too.
Mhm.
I'll leave her out because she might say something wild on the stage or something. I don't know. But yeah, yeah.
So and HRW also says I thought KRS-One, Ice Cube, and Snoop should have been on. To be fair, they had a limited amount of time. I did hear Questlove say they wanted to do something longer, like in the future, like a real actual hip hop tribute with everybody who should be there, but they just didn't have enough time to get everybody in there, or
Yeah.
logistically, it probably would have been hard. So I get that. And he tried to explain some of it, but it's the Grammys, and
Yeah, you can't fit everybody in there.
yeah. So I'm reading some of his explanation. He said, general questions asked about last night. Some are asking if we were playing erasure games. So yeah, I don't play that. So in answering the questions of why wasn't Dada there, number one, already booked. Number two, declined our offer straight up. Number three, or a third option I'm not going to get into. And other things, he kind of more he's very long-winded damn tweeter. So he has some other things he got into. But I did hear him say he wants to do another longer tribute on another different platform. So hopefully we see that. But yeah, for the limited time, he did what he could. They did what they could, but
Yeah,
I get it.
I thought it was good though. They did a good job.
Yeah. So other things that happened this week, real quick. Oh yeah, I did see the I guess this Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan fucking I Am Legend sequel is actually happening.
Man, you sound super excited, man.
Dog, the thing that confuses me is like it was based off a book where the main guy like dies at the end. And then if you like watch the extended ending of I Am Legend, Will Smith died at the end. So I guess in the original cut he didn't die, or the theatrical cut he didn't. But like it's just was this movie good enough to get a sequel? Let's be real, man. When you think about the best Will Smith movies, does anybody bring up I Am Legend? Really? I'll bring up Hancock before I bring up I Am Legend, man. That movie was like I Am Legend was a good first 30 minutes. I like the part of Will Smith just being alone in this world, like being fucked up, going crazy. But then they brought the girl in and all, it got real typical and cliche. But it's just, I'm tired of sequels, man. Make me. Is this, well, I guess it was planned before the slap and all that, but I don't know. It's just, are you going to see this, Figgy?
No. To be honest with you, man, I didn't even see the first one.
You didn't miss a whole lot.
I just wasn't interested in it, man. I'm just like, like I don't really care about those type of movies. Like, and it's weird to say because I'm watching the TV show The Last of Us, which is kind of, you know, it's not like I Am Legend or whatever, but it's kind of like the last days or you know, kind of the end of the world, the fucked up world type shit. But I was just never interested in those type of movies, man.
See, I'm the opposite. I actually like post-apocalyptic movies, man. Like I like Mad Max. I like those movies of like a wasteland where barely anybody's still alive, man. But it's just it could have been a lot better, but you could tell they had to Hollywood it up. And so the ending was very cliche and dumb. And it's like, yeah. But I don't know if Michael B. Jordan's gonna like, why bring this back of all things? I'd rather see Wild Wild West 2 over I Am Legend 2. Like, why bring this back, man? I just don't get it. But whatever. I guess Will Smith gotta do what he can, man. He needs somebody else to get in super. Oh, speaking of which, are you gonna watch this new Ant-Man? It's getting terrible reviews, man.
Is it?
Yeah. So people are shitting on it.
Okay, I didn't get I ain't see a lot of people shitting on it. I actually been seeing a lot of people praising it.
Really?
Because you know me, we usually go see the movie Thursday night. We usually see it, you know, the premiere night. And we went to get the tickets, and the tickets, man, they was trying to sell these tickets for like $25 each. And I'm just like, no, it wasn't. I picked. It wasn't none of that shit. I was just like, man, we're gonna see that next week or something when it die down. But that's the only reason I didn't see it. But it seemed like a lot of people. I ain't really see a lot of bad reviews on it. Maybe I got to look a little harder. But the people I usually talk to said the movie was the best Marvel movie in the past few years, I guess.
Oh God, they always say it about everything, man. They say it about every movie. I wonder if the pricing has anything to do with, you know, how AMC is apparently charging more for different seats in the fucking theater now.
Yeah.
Where if you sit in the middle, it costs more. I want to know how much it costs to sit at the very top, because that's where all the real niggas sit.
Yeah.
So if they raise those prices, they're on some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I know they said the prices are lower the closer you sit to the screen. So if you want to fucking break your neck looking at the IMAX shit, you can pay like $7 for a ticket.
That is crazy, man. Like them doing shit like this is the reason why people just staying at home and waiting for it to hit the streaming service. Like, come on, man. Like, if anything, the movie theater should be cheaper. Like, why are y'all raising the prices, man?
It's insane. Like, it's gotten to the point where I realized for the price of seeing a movie, I can fucking buy the Blu-ray.
Yes.
Like, it should not be that bad, dog. Every time I go to see a movie, I'm shocked at how much I spent when I'm done paying, and I don't even get food or nothing, man. Like $17 for a ticket and
Yeah.
all these fees that come in. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And it's like I could have got the Blu-ray on sale and kept the movie forever. Or
Yes.
paid $9.99, wait for it to get on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Do you think people because I see this a lot too, how people try to hype up the movie experience, like going to the movies. Do you think people are hyping this up too much? Because a lot of people, like, I see a lot of people like, oh yeah, you know, it's always good going to the movies and getting the popcorn and the candy and sitting there and watching it with her, all that stuff. I don't think it's worth that price.
No, it is not. Number one is it's not like there's special movie popcorn and candy. You can get your own popcorn maker for cheap, and you can buy the candy anywhere, and it's way
Yeah.
cheaper. So get your fucking Raisinets, get a real popcorn machine, pop that shit in your house, and don't go to the theater no more, man.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not worth it at this point.
It's crazy. It's insane, man. It's insane. And I think that's a good little cheap date night. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
using cheap loosely. I'm just saying easy
Mhm.
date night. But it's getting ridiculous at this point, man. Where it's like, is it even worth it? Like
It really isn't, man.
the movie experience ain't that damn good to be paying just $25 a ticket. If we would have got those tickets, it would have been $50 just straight off the tickets. Like, fuck that, man. Like, nah, I'm cool on that.
No, for real, man. Like, you gotta think about it. Back in the day, if we wanted to watch a movie at home, we had like a fucking tube TV that was small as shit.
Yes.
And no sound system on it. And VHSs who that fucking got fucked up if you watched it too many times.
Yeah.
So back in those days, it was definitely a whole different experience to see a movie in the theater. Now everybody got a 65, 70-inch fucking TV in their house, man. And a subwoofer and a sound bar.
Yes.
Like, is the movie theater so much better than that to pay $15 per person for a fucking ticket, man?
Yeah. And now at that point, the only thing the movie theater is offering is they got the movie first.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really a diehard fan and you want to see it first, that's the only advantage. It's not like I got this small ass TV. And so, you know, I'm going to the movie theater for the whole experience. I don't care about that big ass screen in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I can watch the movie just fine on my 55-inch TV. So now, you know, them jacking the prices up. I'm like, man, I'll fuck around finding on a Fire Stick.
Yeah.
I'll bootleg it before
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And then back in the day, like, it used to take forever to get a movie like in a home video format.
It used to take like a year.
Like 6 months to a year. And sometimes it would bring it back in theaters. Then it would hit the dollar movie and all that shit. It took forever, dog. Huh?
Do they still have the dollar movie?
I doubt it. Actually, I'm pretty sure they don't. I always hated going there because I always stunk in the theater, man.
Yeah.
Floors were sticky and
I used
shit.
to feel embarrassed.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
I'm cheap. We so cheap. We gotta go to the dollar movie. That was like going in the Audis.
Yeah.
As a kid, like, you never want to get caught in Audis, man.
Yes. Yes.
You ain't want to get caught having an Audi bag in the house.
Yes.
So going to the dollar movie is like, man, I'm embarrassed as fuck.
Yes.
Niggas probably think I'm broke.
I only went when I was a kid, and it was always fun because I just like going to the movies, man. But I didn't like the theater. Fucking stunk. It fucking the floors were always sticky. You could tell nobody ever cleaned up the shit.
Yeah, they never gave a shit.
Yeah, it was a mess. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't have any dollar movies no more, man. I'll be shocked if they do. I mean, they still got a Blockbuster Video apparently, so
Yeah,
maybe they do have a dollar movie somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, now a movie will go to streaming like 2 months after it comes out Like, think
Yeah.
about Black Panther. That came out in what,
Wakanda-
November,
Yeah,
December?
Wakanda Forever is
Yeah.
on streaming now.
And it's already on Disney Plus, man. So, like, you could just wait it out at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the theater experience is overrated now, man. It's not what it used to be. Yeah, I don't see the point in all this shit no more.
Yeah.
HRW said iRobot. Did anybody like iRobot, the movie? I thought it was ass. And I like sci-fi movies, man. I like sci-fi stuff like that, but I didn't like that movie. And he also said Glorilla because Glorilla was at the hip hop. Yeah, good point.
Yep.
I didn't understand that either.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah,
It was good. I think they should have ended it with the Locks.
yeah,
Right after the Locks, then it went right to Lil Baby, who pretty much summered the mood. It just got super quiet after that. It seemed like all the hype. Talk about energy vampire.
Mhm.
That dude sucked the energy out of all of that shit, man. I'm like,
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna do, Glow really didn't belong there, man. Like
Nah.
that's way too new.
she just came
Okay.
out 6 months ago. How she on a hip hop tribute?
Yeah, no, that was kind of silly. Lil Baby there was kind of I could understand Lil Baby more because he's one of the biggest rappers right now. Glorilla, nah, she ain't there
I
yet,
get
man.
that. Yeah, even Lil Uzi. I was just kind of
Yeah.
that was to me it was a little awkward. It was good seeing. I enjoy watching Lil Uzi, man. He just be in his own little world.
He's a good performer, man.
Yeah, he do whatever he want, but like that he had to be up there, man. They could have just ended it with the Locks. I see what they was trying to do though,
Mhm.
like where it started into where it's at now.
Yeah.
But I think people would have been happy with just after the Locks. Maybe shit, they could have got somebody else too, but I don't know how all that stuff went. Maybe they couldn't. I would have just ended it with the Locks, man. We see Lil Baby all the damn time, man. Like I don't need to see him up there again.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a corporate decision. Like, oh, gotta have Lil Baby in there.
The Illuminati, like
he is the Illuminati.
We got a
Illuminati
Lil Baby
favorite
on
now.
y'all. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, enough of damn Lil Baby now, man. It's getting too much.
Oh yeah, speaking of Lil Baby, man, I was trolling ESPN reporter DJ Bieneme. So he's a big Lil Baby fan. And so he hopped on a podcast, a Texans podcast. I want to say it's what's the name of that podcast? I forgot the name of the podcast. But he was a special guest on the podcast, and I told the guys that so the name of the podcast is Texans Fan Battle Podcast.
Okay.
Shout out to all of them. And I mentioned, I'm like, make sure y'all tell him Lil Baby is mid when you hop on the podcast. So he kind of took a exception to that.
Of course.
Wait, let me pull it up real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
So yeah, so they actually brought my little question up.
Well, I got one question and one kind of statement. We had a host or a guest on earlier this month, Piggy Fig. He wanted me to tell you that the baby's still mid.
The baby?
Little baby.
Little baby or the baby?
Little baby is still mid.
Still mid?
Yeah, that's what he said. He wanted me to tell you that he's still mid.
That's a crazy statement. That's a crazy statement. I can't. Mid? Oh, nah, that's a crazy statement. You know what's so funny? Like me and Jonathan Alexander at the Chronicle, like we used to be in the locker room and like we'll ask players like who win a versus battle between Kodak and Lil Baby. You know, some it was like 50-50 in there. So I don't know. I can't say Lil Baby, man. I remember I had a mini versus battle with him. Well, I played Kodak songs, Jonathan and my homeboy Tashawn Reed from the Athletic who covered the Raiders. He was playing Lil Baby songs. And I ain't gonna lie, I quickly saw like, yeah, that would be a titanic battle.
A titanic battle, he says.
Look, man, Lil Baby, at this point, man, look, to me, Lil Baby is turning into, without the off the stage stuff, his musically, he's turning into the baby to me, man. All this stuff starting to sound the same.
No, definitely, man. Like, he's almost like NBA YoungBoy status to me, man. Like, I just don't get what people love about him so much. I just think he's okay. I don't think he does anything better than his own label mates, man. Like, I don't think he makes better music than Gunna. I don't think he makes better music than the Young Thug. But somehow his fans put him like above them.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. Like, what about this? What is about him is special? He has that freestyle song is good. I give him that. But other than that, man, I don't see it. I don't get it. It's just, and when I see, like, I cringe a little bit when I see older dudes be like super Lil Baby fans, because I feel like that's just you trying to get in with the young crowd, dog.
Yeah.
I can't even lie, man. I'm like, you just trying to act like you young again, man. That's for them. That ain't for look. Let's be real, man. Lil Baby, if you grew up on Tupac and shit, Lil Baby ain't for us, man. All right, it's just not. All right, you can appreciate it. You can like the music. I like a lot of new shit. I like Playboy Cardi, and everybody think he trash. Who's older, but I'm not. Look, man, that's not for us, dog. Let's be real.
Yeah, and look, I like Lil Baby in the beginning, man. I thought like him on the Drake songs and you know, the Drake features. I felt like he got the best of Drake in some of those, but now it just seems like it's all the same, man. And I think the worst part about it too is Lil Baby seemed like he a low key dude, but they trying to make him like he's they trying to make him like a Cardi B type of person. Like they trying to put him in front of everything, and he's not that type of person, man. He
don't
like
have a personality, man.
He have no personality. He have no personality, but yet they trying to put him on stage like he got all the personality in the world. And I'm just like, man, like the songs ain't hitting that much. Like I ain't sitting here saying he trash or anything like that, but I feel like it's time to have a conversation, man, because I feel like some of his stuff been the same, man, especially the past 2 years.
Yes.
I feel, you know, like and me and you had this conversation because I think he was off the bandwagon early, but if he was on the band, I don't even know if he was on the bandwagon, but I was kind of rocking with Lil Baby. Now I'm just like, man, what else do you got, man? I'm just tired of the Illuminati forcing them on us, man.
Yes, having meetings with Kamala Harris and shit.
We don't need. I don't want to see
with
Lil
mayors.
Baby. I want to see Lil Baby on Call of Duty game. I want to turn on soccer and this dude is performing.
Yes.
It's like, come on, man. Like, salute to him, man, because I don't think it's another rapper that got that many opportunities. But it's just like, man, like I don't think he's that good now.
Nah, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, I think his last album didn't do what they expected it to. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Lil Baby fans gotta explain this shit to me, man. Because like I get it through the fair shot, but it's just I don't see what he does that's better than anybody else. Honestly. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just a persona, period. People might like the fact that he's a laid back kind of guy. I don't know. But
and see, I would respect that a lot if if that was his whole image. Just laid back. If he wasn't on Call of Duty, if they wasn't forcing him on us and he was just this laid back type of dude, I would be like, okay, I could see, let me get into a Lil Baby vibe where he kind of laid back a little bit.
Yeah.
How people do with the emo music. But it's just like, damn, bro. Like I just look, if he gonna be late, if he gonna have no personality, like at least have some good music, like or some different type of music. I just feel like he ain't got that now, man. And like I said earlier, I've been listening to Trippie Redd, and I'm not sitting here saying he the best of all time or anything, but at least his beats sound good, and he got some shit that kind of make you hype a little bit. Where I'm like, damn, this shit hard. I don't get that with Lil Baby, and I'm not look. I might be an old man on the porch at times, but I'm not an old man on the porch right here because I've been listening to a lot of other music too. But for him, I just roll my eyes. They played nothing but him on the radio.
Mhm.
Like every other song is Lil Baby. It seemed like it's a Lil Baby care package where get some R&B artists and a
Mhm.
Lil Baby on here.
Yep.
Of course he got a 15-minute set at every award show. I'm just tired of him, man.
No, I agree. He's been definitely shoved down our throats, man. It's like I don't think the content warrants him having. I know he has a lot of fans, but I would imagine even they're getting tired of this shit because nobody wants somebody to be that mainstream, man. Everybody likes their favorite artist to be a little bit underground, but him is just like they're trying to put him on Drake's level and shit. I don't really get it, man. Mark Young says Lance is hurt again. I'm assuming you're talking about Lance McCullers. Hopefully the elbow isn't too bad. Yeah, I did see Lance McCullers apparently dealing with some elbow soreness at spring training today. A little worrying, man.
He might have to just switch to be a closer, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if he could be a long time starter.
I don't know. It's crazy, man. I'm rooting for Lance, man. I want to see him return to the heights he was at before. I met him once. He's actually a cool dude. But
I
it's
got a picture with him.
Did you really? I should have gotten one. I should have gotten one, but I didn't want to come off as a stan. He actually came in to record a spot, and it was on the weekend, and I was up there, so I let him in. Him and his girl were there, and they did like some little thing for like animal rescue or something. And I was just trying to play it cool, but I should have got a picture or something, man. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
cool as hell.
Yeah, I was actually on the street team. This is back in 2016, and I worked an event at some restaurant. It was some chicken strip place, and they and he was supposed to make an appearance there. And crazy as it sounds, it wasn't a lot of people there. So he was there. It was a couple people there waiting on him, but it wasn't as packed as it would be now. So we were just kind of hanging around talking, and I'm like, "Hey, want to take a picture?" I'm like, "All right, yeah, let's take a picture," because it wasn't nobody there like that. So that's the only reason I got my picture. But I'm sure if it was like right now, it would be so packed where I probably couldn't get a picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was before the World Series win, man.
Yeah, 2016. I'm trying to think, what was they doing in 2016? I think they was competitive, but I don't think they was champs yet.
Yeah, nah.
But
so yeah, hard to get that picture now. But yeah, he's a cool dude, man. Real down to earth. I'm rooting for him, but yeah, it seems like he's just always hurt, man. It's killing me. It's killing us.
Yeah,
but we move. And Pablo says, "Isn't you the same all the days? That's all it is." Yeah, I mean, to an extent. I'm like, I think everybody tries to sound the same. They try to copy a hit formula, but that's kind of always what mainstream music has been. For the most part, everybody trying to ride somebody else's wave. And there's still good music out there. You just gotta look for it now. It's not gonna be played on the radio for the most part. Like things that sound different are not gonna be found on the radio. So you gotta really look.
And see, like I was talking about with Lil Baby about this stuff sounding all the same. You can't, to me, like as much as we criticize Drake, I can't sit here and say all of his stuff sound the same. I mean, you've been the biggest critic, J. Cole. I don't think all his stuff sound the same. Or you can say it's a little boring, or you go the running jokes with
NyQuil music, yeah.
But it's a lot of artists out there that stuff don't sound the same. Lil Uzi Vert, his stuff don't sound the same to me, but it just seemed like with Lil Baby, he had the same cadence, he got the same flow, it's the same type of beat, and I'm just like, man, like I know what I'm getting from Lil Baby at this point. Maybe the first couple albums or the projects, I could be like, okay, this is cool, but now it's just like it's the same cadence, it's the same sound, it's the same flow. Like everything sound the same at this point, man. It's reaching the Baby level.
No, definitely. Speaking of the Baby, man, it's on top of somebody who's falling off the earth. I heard a recent song by him. He cut a video for it, and man, it's just like
I seen that.
I don't see how getting canceled means you can't even like mix your own records now. Like
Man.
that shit sounded horrible, man. You can't even master your own shit. Like you can't even make it sound good in the studio.
Yeah, that sounds like the rough version.
Yeah, like something leaked, but he put a video
was
out.
a
It don't
video
sound like a
too.
leaked version of a song,
Yeah,
man.
if it was like a screenshot of a a screen record of a song on his phone or something, I'd be like,
Yeah,
okay, he just trying to, got to mix that up. But
he put this out
the
like
actual
as a
video,
song, man.
yeah, no, that kind of brought me back to my old rapper days when
Yeah,
I used to rap and used to get the rough version while the engineers mixing the real version,
yeah,
and I'm sitting there promoting the rough version. That's what that remind me of.
yeah.
I was like, ooh, this is this is rough,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with him, man. Like I said, you can overcome anything with good music, but it's not really happening, man. Pablo asked, "What are you guys bumping in your car that no one is?" I mean, that nobody is. I mean, there's definitely tons of artists I'm into. I would say some of my favorites right now that nobody. I mean, the thing is, everybody listens to somebody. Everybody listens to
Yeah.
people, man. So it's
Yeah,
not like I listen to super underground people, but people I like that are not too popular. I would say a Earl Sweatshirt. I would say, who else am I into? I gotta think about it.
yeah. I'm looking at my random ass playlist right now. I mentioned probably for the third time Trippy Red.
Mhm.
I've been listening to a lot of Trippy Red
Yeah.
songs. Oh, I'm listening to my guys from Cleveland. I actually worked with these guys at one point. They made some dope ass music. They call Major League Party.
Hmm.
They got a song called Thuggish, which is kind of a thuggish, ruggish bone sample.
Yeah.
Too. Check them out. They got some dope ass music. Super talented. What else I got on my playlist? I've been listening to that Lil Yachty album.
Hmm.
Pretty good. It's not a hip hop album, so it's a little alternative, a little rock. So that's cool. I still been bumping Sauce Walker album. He dropped late last year. Matter of fact, I want to say it was around. I think he dropped the album on Christmas, somewhere around there. I've been bumping that. So I'm listening to a lot of random stuff, man. Just a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, I would also say I like Armand Hammer, how do you say it, with the Lucid and Billy, I think his name Billy Jones or something like that. But I'm into them. It's different kind of rap, man. It's like that Alchemist kind of, a lot of songs no drums, but it's still hard. Billy Woods, that's right, Lucid and Billy Woods. That's a good group. I also like there's a local rock band called Narrowhead from Houston. I actually like their stuff, man. They perform here all the time as well. I might go to a show one day.
What's your name? Narrowhead.
Narrowhead. It's like a rock. It's like a rock band, straight up
Okay.
rock. It's not nothing rap or anything about it.
Oh no, I like listening to that stuff, man.
Yeah, I fuck with it, man. It kind of reminds me of like the kind of rock we grew up on, man. Like the real before they tried to mix rap and everything into shit, and it got crazy.
How you spell their name?
Narrow, Narrrow, Narrowhead.
All one word? Or-
No, two words.
Okay, I got it now.
Like
Okay.
Narrowhead.
Yeah, I got you.
I fuck with them, man. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's good music out there, man. You just got to search. You got to go to shows. You got to, kind of explore a little bit. It's not like the early 2000s where you could hear like Common and then hear Nelly, or the biggest song in the country, and then like Talib Kweli or some shit. So you gotta look a little bit, man.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we didn't mention this Chris Brown thing. That's why we love you too, Pablo. Appreciate you. You were kicking it with us here. We didn't mention the Chris Brown thing, man. Chris Brown apparently going back and forth with people about his past, things being brought up about him. I know the 3LW lady had something to say that he clapped back on. He was making fun of her lisp too, which is kind of below the belt.
Yeah.
But he's been going back and forth. He's been asking, I guess, why everybody's on him about his past, but they don't get on other people about theirs, like Charlie Sheen and all them. And
Yes,
kind of making it.
he went on a long Instagram rant in his Instagram story. It's probably
Yeah.
still there now.
Yeah.
He posted like 20 different white celebrities that all did something.
And I mean, like, I don't understand his point, because it's not like Charlie Sheen got off scot-free, man. Like, he was made fun of and criticized during that whole Tiger King or whatever the fuck he was on, Tiger Blood shit. Like, he was a joke. And this is a dude who was one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. Remember that back in the day. And they turned him into a joke, man. So I don't understand what his point was there. But yeah, what do you think about this, Figgy? Do you think he has a point? Do you think people are being too hard on the Breezy?
I would look, man. I can't sit. It's hard for me to sit there and say, yes, they're being too hard on him because of what he did. What he did, man, a lot. That was probably one of the biggest mistake of his life, doing something like that. And me and you both, everybody know that was going to haunt him for the rest of his career. So it's hard for me to sit there and say, hey guys, y'all being too harsh on him. Now I do feel like maybe Rihanna moved on, and I don't think she have anything bad towards him. I don't know. I ain't talked to her. I don't know. But it seemed like it just kind of came out of nowhere, man. Because it seemed like Chris Brown it wasn't like he been hiding for a little bit, but it seemed like all of a sudden, it seemed like just the hate for Chris Brown just came out of nowhere like a storm. Like, hey, like people bringing up the whole Rihanna thing. And I'm just like, damn, like this did happen some years ago now. Like, why? Like, it seemed like it just came out of nowhere, and then now people bringing up Karuche, whatever her name
I
is.
think it's Karuchi. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, now they like, it seemed like it's a little more think pieces on the situation where he kind of walked up on her. And now it's like, hey guys, she have a restraining order on him, right? And I felt like that wasn't the conversation back then. It seemed like it was, we had fun with that picture. And now it's like, I don't know if it's just random ass fans, because this all started when I think it was Chloe. I think it was Chloe. She posted a picture because I guess they got a song coming soon. And people were kind of she got a lot of backlash for it, because why would you do a song with him type thing? And I was like, that to me, like, it was really shocking to me. I don't know if it's her fans or what, but Chris Brown did a song with her.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't see nobody, bashing her about that. He did a lot of songs with lots of people since that situation. But I don't know if it's like Chloe fans or what, but it seemed like it just like a whole storm came out of nowhere, just kind of shitting on him a little bit. And then, it was even shocking with me, to me, when I think he was supposed to have that performance. I can't remember if it was at the Grammys or what, but remember he's supposed to do that Michael Jackson tribute.
Yeah, at the I think it was AMAs.
AMAs, yeah. And I know a lot of that, or part of it was because of Michael Jackson and his past, but I think a lot of it too was because of Chris Brown. And it just seemed like it just came out of nowhere, because we know how long that situation was. I think he was like, what, 18, 19, 21, somewhere around there. And now it's like, if you was stuck under a rock, you would have thought it happened a year ago. And to me, it's like, look, I can't be mad at it, but it's a little confusing, because since that situation, he performed before.
Mhm.
He been on the stage a lot of times. He been around. So I'm just a little confused. Why is it going on now? Like all of a sudden, it's kind of like they going through Twitter and pulling up his old tweets and dragging them.
I mean, they do that to everybody, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, they look there's people on Twitter whose entire mission in life is just to cancel people. Okay, that's just what they are. These are people's fan base. That's one thing I learned. A lot of these people are like in opposing fan bases, and there's like a fan base war going on Twitter. You got the Beehive, you got the Navy, you got the K-pop fans who are their own little fucking level of crazy and obsessed. And they go back and forth trying to cancel artists for doing whatever. And there's probably some people who don't like Chloe anyway, who were going like, how could you work with this abuser? Look what he's done in his past. And look, to an extent, Chris Brown just got to eat this because he made his bed. He's kind of got to lie in it. I will say Chris Brown has made off better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
You know, like if anybody else did what Chris Brown did in his past, and there's not just one incident with Rihanna years ago. Like he has a history of like violent behavior towards women and everybody.
Yeah.
And he's been able to exist. He does his shows, makes money, gets on big artist songs, and still does numbers when he drops. But the thing about him is like he can have his corner, he can have his fan base, but when he tries to cross back into the mainstream like where he was pre-Rihanna, that's when the receipts come.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to let him back in that stage again, man. Like he had his opportunity. He ain't going to do no Doberman commercials no more, man. It's just not going to happen, dog.
In that commercial, man.
I'll never forget this dog. That's like the clear example of how big he was getting.
Yeah.
He was this crispy clean new dude who was supposed to take the mantle from Michael Jackson. You know, everybody was hyping up Chris Brown back in them days. Then Rihanna shit happened, and it was all downhill, man. So we ain't gonna see him in no Super Bowl commercials. We're not gonna see him on the Grammys. We're not gonna see performing, at least. We're not gonna see him win major awards like that. It's just what it is now, man. And the fact that, Rihanna was doing a halftime show, that brings up the whole Chris Brown thing as well. So I don't know, man. I can see how he can feel it's unfair to, other people. He sees other people not yet. Here you go, man. See? Look how corny this shit was too, dog. I didn't realize they still had this on the internet. Look at this shit, dog. This is back when he could still actually dance too. Doing backflips and shit. Look at this fool, man. We thought this man had next. Look at him. Young Jasmine was losing her mind when she saw that commercial.
Yes.
She knew she was going to be a fan for life. But yeah, man. I mean, he made his bed. He made his life decisions in what he's been doing. So he's kind of got to eat that. I wish he would act more mature about it. If he really wants people to move on, he's got to move on. He's got to stop feeding the trolls. He's got to grow up a little bit, man.
Yeah.
But he refuses to grow up in his music and in his personality.
Yeah. And honestly, man, even outside of the music, because he got the fan base on lock.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't going nowhere. I ain't see nobody say I'm done with Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
They sticking around. I think he should just call it quits trying to get on the big stage, and I think he just need to focus on doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Just make his fans, just focus on the fans that been with him for years and just keep it moving, man. Like, don't stop worrying about trying to get, nominated for a Grammy. Like, stop bitching about the AMAs and all this other stuff. How they doing it, how they doing me, doing that. Just lay low, focus on your fans, block that outside noise out, and just call it a career, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. He always gonna have the fan base, like you said. Shit, R. Kelly had a fan base at the end, dog. They was
Yeah.
marching for him in
Mhm.
Chicago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mark Young asks, how did Nelly get in so much trouble? Probably in prison for life. He had great music. I think you're confused, man. Nelly's not in prison for life.
Yeah. You might be talking about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
talking about R. Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah. R. Kelly, that I don't know what happened to him, man. Well, I know what happened to him and what he did, but I don't know why he threw
Yeah.
his fucking life away trying to imprison women and do all that crazy shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was not Nelly. Nelly is doing okay. I mean, people are alleging he was on drugs on stage, but that's, I mean, he otherwise he's fine.
Yeah.
And Pablo says, isn't it the same with Bow Wow? Bow Wow is always gonna have his fans, but
Yeah. As far
he's-
as what having his fans,
yeah, I understand. But I think basically Bow Wow is I don't know. He's also somebody who's got to grow up a little bit.
yeah. Yeah, I
Look at
think
him and R. Kelly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Nelly's all right.
Yeah, I think with Bow Wow, I think he was at that point when he was a kid, obviously,
hmm
but his fans grew up, man. His fans grew up. His music, it kind of stayed the same a little bit. He just had a deeper voice. And I think, and we talked about this on the podcast, I think social media screwed him up because you start seeing how corny he is.
Mhm.
And I don't want to disrespect him too much, but
Yeah, I know he's a legend in your eyes. I'm just playing.
yeah, man. Yeah, look at that career. But anyway, yeah, I think social media kind of made him look corny, and now a lot of women like, oh, he doing too much, he this, he that. So they don't really hit the same now. But Chris Brown always stayed Chris Brown. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, I think the lesson is when you get really famous at a young age, you kind of stay stuck at that age for a while, man. And I think a lot of young celebrities go through that, especially Chris Brown. He came on the scene so young, man.
Yeah.
And he's never really, he's gone through hard times, but when's the last time he was like broke? When he actually went through like some real struggle, man. He's always had his enablers around him. He's always had a platform. He's always had fans, as long as you can remember, really, at this point. So, same with Bow Wow, man. He was so young when he came on. He's been famous for so long.
He was on.
How can you not be delusional and kind of crazy at that point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was in movies when he was like, what, 14, 15 years old, man. So, when you have that kind of fame when you're that young, that's why it's crazy that Michael Jackson was as big for as long as he was, man.
He was huge as a 5-year-old, whatever, however old he was, and became even more huge as a solo artist, as a grown man, which is insane, man.
Yeah, no, it's like I think it's
never lived
extremely hard.
He never lived a normal life.
He never had a chance to, man.
Yeah, and
but
a lot of people could say that's maybe why he was going through stuff he was going through.
I actually randomly saw it was making rounds on social media again, where Michael Jackson said like his dream was just to go into a grocery store and pick out his own groceries and just be like a normal person, but he can't do that anywhere in the world. So what they did, apparently he like rented out a grocery store and he had his friends in the grocery store shopping and run the cash register so he can finally like walk around and do his own grocery shopping and and be in peace. Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. It show you because like I hate going to the grocery store. I wish I had a chance where I don't never have to go. But it show you, man, like it show you that he never lived a normal life where he could just walk into the store, because there's celebrities that could go in the grocery store. They could just put their sunglasses on and they might get a couple people saying hey and all that stuff, but Michael Jackson can't go anywhere on his own. That's crazy. Anywhere in the world, man.
Mhm.
Because you could say, let's say somebody like a Slim Thug. If he walk around here, people gonna know who he is because that's H-Town. Honestly, he's so well known. Anybody probably recognize him, like in the country. But let's say he go over to China or somewhere weird and just be in a Walmart on a humble night. Then he could probably walk around that Walmart like normal.
Mhm. And people still looking, but that's just because he's big and black.
Yeah,
Not because he's a celebrity.
yeah, but people probably assume he probably play basketball or something because he's so tall. But it's not a thing where he can't go anywhere. Michael Jackson ain't got that. He ain't had that luxury. That's crazy. And he could have went anywhere in the world, man.
Yep.
So that's why
there's
that's why I understand how people try to have this debate of who's better than Michael Jackson. Like, come on, man. That's crazy.
I don't think there was anybody in history more famous than Michael Jackson, man. Like there are tribes where they don't even have electricity or TV, and they knew who Michael Jackson was, man. Don't tell me that motherfucking Beyonce bigger than that, okay? She's not.
Yeah, and
I digress.
You have people that don't even speak English that's singing his songs. To me, that's insane, man.
No, it is.
That's insane.
You can't tell some people shit.
Yeah.
Pablo asked, "What's your opinion on Jay?" I think he meant Jay Prince on Drink Champs. He was on $1 million worth of game, not Drink Champs. He was on Drink Champs like in 2020,
but recently.
Yeah, but he was on what's it called? $1 million worth of game recently. We broke that whole thing down a couple episodes ago. I think last episode maybe.
Yeah, last.
So check that out. We went kind of deep into it. So yeah, check that out. Run that back if you so desire. I think that's about it, man. We've been running for a while, a lot of tangents and rabbit holes, but it's been a fun time kicking it with y'all, man. We had a good time as usual on this podcast tonight. Appreciate everybody who stopped by, man. Appreciate you, Pablo, Brad Spoon, Tony Scott, HRW. You still need an alias, man. Mark Young on Facebook. Appreciate all y'all stopping by, kicking it with us, commentating and all that, man. Might have a special guest next week, so we'll be live in studio, possibly, maybe, fingers crossed, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, make sure y'all all tune in to In the Loop, Sports Radio 610, 10 to 2, Figgy Fig in there, curating the vibes, man. It's heating up again. You thought it was over. You thought it was, nah, it's spring training. The one good team in Houston is about to start playing again, okay? So get ready, get hyped. It's time for baseball in H-Town, man.
Yeah.
So y'all get hyped. Keep it locked in. It's in the loop, 10 to 2. Keep it locked in here as well. A lot going on here as well. So appreciate y'all.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel too if you did.
Yes. Run our views up. We got to get some, dog. I keep seeing these random podcast clips everywhere, man. So I'm gonna get these clips out. We got to get our algorithm game up.
Yeah, right now we are at 119 subscribers. So salute to everybody that subscribed, but we got to get more, man. We got to get more.
I'm gonna put them because YouTube's gonna be the next TikTok. I think they're gonna ban TikTok. And YouTube's gonna be the next TikTok.
Or at least in Texas,
I'm gonna start putting out little clips that'll be like our little YouTube TikToks on a YouTube Shorts, but they call them YouTube Shorts. Yeah. I'm gonna start putting out that content, man, because I'm sick of these Johnny Come Lately podcasts stealing our swag and getting more views. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
But I digress. Anyway, shit. Until next time, appreciate y'all, love y'all, and until next time.
Peace.